I wish I could switch my thing with Nebs.
Yep.
Tony's got the Kama Sutra of Zoom, man. He knows all the
Ah,
positions.
that's all the
When you give them
positions.
$15 a month when you can't afford food, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought about getting the paid version back because this, you're right in the middle of something good, and they only give you like 40 minutes, and they cut you off.
Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah, for Zoom.
Oh,
If you don't have the paid version after like 30, 40 minutes, they cut you off.
oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh. So I think I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that singing jingle because it just doesn't sound
Well,
natural.
that when you played, yeah, no, it's all that auto. It's like AI auto tune. Like, come on, let's like combine two things that suck.
I'd rather just do. This is the very first one I did when I started the station.
Q-Star Radio rocks.
Yeah, see, that's just you.
That's me by myself.
Yeah, much better. Anyhow, all right, Gottschalk, I see your little thing in our Facebook chat.
God, Stock, don't put your thing in our thing.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Put it away, man.
Nebs, how long can you be here tonight?
Yeah, I'm here to probably maybe like another 9 minutes tops.
Nah, get out of town.
Well, I would love to because this town sucks, but
You're in Seattle?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a couple miles away from Seattle.
Okay.
It's called
Tacoma?
Bothell.
Is there a Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital there?
I don't think so. There's like
Gray
a
slum.
there's like
Gray
a
slum.
road and like cars drive on it.
Timmy, I see your eyes moving,
That's weird.
Yeah, it's unusual.
It's strange, Neb.
but I don't hear you. I only see your eyes moving.
Have you ever seen the traffic light?
Uh-uh.
No.
That's great.
You remember
man. You should come up
lingerie?
here and see that shit.
Traffic light? I think I got a couple traffic lights here in Florida too.
You got those in Florida now? Shit.
Hey, tell me, those traffic lights up there, do they have them like across the intersection instead of right in front of you? You got to break your neck to look up at them.
Oh, they got them all over the place.
Oh man.
Can you hear me now?
There you
There
go.
you are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There you are.
Dang. I was just saying, welcome to Fancy Island.
Fancy Island.
Yeah, I've tried to start this show like 5 minutes ago, or maybe two or 3 minutes ago, and nobody was
Were you
listening
on?
to me. We've been on for like 3 minutes now.
Are you serious?
Oh, good.
Good thing
Yeah, I
didn't say
told you
anything.
all that we're on, but evidently my mic was off or wasn't.
Yeah,
it,
didn't
something
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
Oh.
I was like, guys,
Well.
shut up, we're on, and then nobody's even hearing me.
Shut up, we're on. We shouldn't be talking while we're on.
Yeah, we shouldn't be talking while we're on.
We
Give me
could take this episode, we take a vow of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I can turn this into a monk costume. I can show everybody my Darth Sidious. Is that his name, Darth Sidious?
Yep.
Yeah.
You do look like a monkey.
We could all just move our lips and pretend like we're talking and see if anybody cares.
Yep.
Feel the force.
Mouth the word watermelon.
Luke, pull my finger.
Luke, pull my finger, fucker.
I fell for that before, Dad.
Or that's when he would go, no.
Oh, guess what Steve did
I
yesterday?
farted.
What did you do,
What'd you
Steve?
do?
That
Oh, you mean I watched I Want It For Myself?
that's right.
Yay.
Cool. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
that was
sorry I
awesome.
missed it.
Steve
But
Steve
I'll-
Arini is like the breakout star. kind
Oh,
of.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
That or Charles the Mailman, he was pretty good too. I'm
I was
afraid of
sitting-
you.
I was sitting there going, now I'm going to make my butthole disappear. I don't want to give the lines away, but.
They won't remember. Fine.
Oh, okay.
It's not like it's a spoiler. Yeah, that's how the movie ends. His butthole disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to go to a film festival in like Burkina Faso to see it.
Yeah, you're going to get that at a
Ride
film
your
festival?
elephant there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already submitted it to, I don't know, 6 or 7.
I don't know.
That doesn't mean they're going to
Yeah, I
accept
don't-
it, but I went to
Did I
submit.
hear-
I went to submit one, and it was like San Jose or something, and I went to look at their prices, and it was like $700 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They really want $700 to submit a film?
$700 to submit it, and then
Yeah.
I submitted one to East Village, New York, and I got a 90% discount because they sent me the email, and it was like nice. $2 and something to submit it.
Well, that's $700, especially when you're not making any money off of it, as far as I know.
No, I mean, all I can think is it's for people like Star Wars that that to submit when they've got that kind of budget. But you do it. $700 doesn't mean anything. You'd have to still know people there that are gonna. Yeah, you're in no matter what. Just give us that $700. Oh, that's it's nasty.
Who was that got transformed into like a fish on that show? It was
What show?
on I Wanted for Myself. There was a.
That's Tracy. She became a wolfen.
That's a dog. That's
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
half whale, half dolphin.
Oh,
I was laughing about that one. That was.
Yeah, you can shape your flipper at the aquarium after the show. You can do his voice better than I can.
Yeah, you can stop after the show and suck my toes.
what?
No, what was funny is when you said, I actually got like a outtake, then kept it when Steve's like, you can shake your flipper at the aquarium after the show.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
that
when I
one
feel
was
like
that one was an improv and accidental when he says, "You gave me the Rog magic wand, you dumb dick."
Oh, what was that?
It's about the most vulgar thing said in the whole movie, but it was too funny
Sometimes
to leave
the-
out.
And sometimes the outtakes are worth keeping,
Yeah, the outtakes are hilarious usually.
especially in my sex life.
Huh?
Oh.
Tony, what did you think of Steve Marini's casual wear?
Crap.
I gotta look at it again. It didn't stick out to me.
It was
Huh?
I modeled it after like an ad from the late 50s, like the Ward Cleaver cut.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the
Yeah,
pants.
you were asking about that, and I gave you some.
Step on me.
Did I do a hoodoo or a Steve Reed line where I said so about stepping on my dick? No, that was Tony Gagne's. Never mind.
Yeah,
Step
don't
on
worry
my
about it.
Double more. Oh man, Nebs, you should have been here with Tony Gagne's. You would have loved him. He was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Bring
that
it
would have
back.
been fun.
That
You
was,
know how
that was
Tony
meat from
Gagne's?
Porky's, if you don't know.
Yeah.
You ever see Porky's?
This is our first BabbleGab on the Transforama Network since we did the premiere, the watch party.
Oh yeah.
When was the watch party?
It was
Saturday, wasn't it?
Saturday before last.
Yeah.
Was that on here or is that?
It was on YouTube. It wasn't. We didn't do it as BabbleGab. It was just a screening of the film, and people were in chat. There was at least one person that was live in the chat from the Transforama site, and they were really impressed. In fact, the person was really sad that when it was taken down.
I'm sorry, I wasn't here. I was driving Uber.
I don't care.
Uber.
I was more pissed off last week, Steve, than you didn't show up without even telling us.
I fell asleep. Literally, I
You should have
seriously.
told us you'd fallen asleep.
Yeah, seriously.
I fell asleep, and I
Boy,
didn't wake up till
Gotchtalk,
like
thank
9.
goodness he rescued us. Otherwise, we'd have
Yeah.
probably just called it quits. It's a terrible feeling when we start our show and it's just two of us.
Just the two.
Because we're
I
just
fell asleep again today, but I set my alarm.
okay. Are you
I was
leaving us?
Uh,
Oh, you leaving? Or just putting a spell on us?
Oh, he turned
Have a
me into
good
a
day,
car.
gentlemen.
I turned into a car.
I turned into a car. Hey, turn me back, Neb.
Okay. Well, what are the magic words? Like, damn.
Crumb.
Crumb.
Blowjob.
Huh?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Oh, you're good at that?
Oh, he said no, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We shouldn't be talking about that kind of thing anyway.
Sure, you should. I got a coupon for
Okay.
one. I just don't know where to turn it.
Blowjob coupons.
10% off.
Literally off.
Yeah. Only good in some neighborhoods.
Dang, San Jose, they want like $700 for a blowjob there, but the east end of Greenwich Village, it's like $2.
Come for the
Man,
blowjob.
the prices have gone up, man.
It's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing going up. The prices are too.
I was telling earlier, the thing about these film festivals is most of them are either in Toronto, LA, Italy, and about the rest of them are in India.
Yeah.
And it seems like the ones some of the ones in India look so rinky dink. Instead of showing the pictures at the of the fest with all a stadium or theater full of people, it's just like 4 or 5 people standing against a wall.
Yeah.
And then you look deeper and you see what looks like a school classroom with like a overhead projector with the slides. It's like...
Yeah. All right, fellas, I'm out.
All right.
Take care,
Peace
Dad.
out, man.
Have
Come
a good
back
show,
again.
brothers.
Oh, you stay longer sometime. Quit that damn
Live
job
long
and stay
and-
longer with us. Take care, Dad.
Live long and prosper.
Later, dudes.
Later.
Let's see. How do I exit?
Goodbye. I love you.
Oh,
Eh?
baby.
Mm.
They're gonna make him come back doing that now.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Now you can adjust the screen to get an OBS and not have all that crapola there.
Yeah, I had to have the crapola to get us all in there.
Right.
Mm.
Because
I miss
figured
running
out how to do
OBS.
it in OBS so I don't have all that extraneous crap. I can't remember how I did it though.
I used to run the OBS. I had fun doing that.
Oh yeah. I think
Except I get mad when I change the screen. If I get a close up of somebody who's.
We need to
talking.
get
Yeah,
some.
because we want our reactions. If you're going to say something stupid, you want to see our reactions.
Oh yeah, could you imagine about almost all of our precious moments compilations wouldn't have happened if it was just showing one person.
right.
That's true.
See?
I was trying to be artistic about it. I guess I'm no.
But yeah,
artist.
there's a big difference. There's the letter R is the big difference.
Yeah.
Autistic. I know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Tony,
Putt, did
or,
you see the latest precious moments from a couple of days ago?
I saw him.
Yeah, no. I saw you put it up, but I haven't watched it yet.
So how you doing, Putt? Been doing okay?
Oh, I'm getting along, but
Sound a
glad
little
to, be
hoarse
out of the,
tonight.
glad to be out of the hospital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got to
You
do a
sound-
follow-up appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, you
Ah.
sound a little hoarse.
I don't know what that is. I mean, my everything feels fine, but it's just
Mhm.
strange.
Well, I
My
sounded
voice
like that
is-
after my operation, and it wasn't that it wasn't anything in my throat. It was just a weakness of diaphragm
Yeah,
Oh,
gotta
I
be
think
good,
that
yeah.
says something. to
because
do
I
with
had so
mine.
much. Remember that? I didn't remember it until I actually saw because I did BabbleGab right after the surgery, and I remember I was the leaf dragon, and I was just you could barely hear me. I just had no. It was.
Hey, I
was
hear
in-
yodeling helps if you try yodeling.
I guess so. I was in so much pain.
I used to do falsetto so good, and now that I got older and smoked too much, I can't do it anymore.
You used to do falls so good.
Yeah.
Falsetto.
And Nancy Pelosi did a pretty good fall. I just wished it was on video. That's you
Wait,
gotta
she did a
video
fall?
those things. She fell down the stairs and broke her hip during like at the visiting the Pope or something.
When was this?
About 6 months ago.
Oh, I missed it. Darn. That's an unnice. I should.
And then JD Vance goes to visit the Pope and kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had a yellow tie. So they're like, JD
What-
Vance had a yellow tie, so he killed the Pope. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
Wasn't it not long ago that Pope John Paul died? Or has that been a while?
That was like
That was quite a
04.
while ago.
Like
Was it?
04, yeah.
Oh, okay. But this guy wasn't the Pope as long as
No, because we had Ratzinger. Benedict the 16th.
oh, that's right. There was one of them who
German
like
Pope,
quit
yeah.
10 minutes later or something. I forget.
I
what
don't
he was
think
there
he
for a
quit.
couple years
I don't think. I think he wasn't going to toe the Marxist line, and they got rid of him. And they got this one that did all their woke Marxist shit. And that's
Well,
why even
I
the
remember-
Catholics hated his guts.
This Pope, one that quit or got fired, was it Benedict?
Yeah.
He wanted to come in there and clean up the situation of, shall we say, inappropriate with
Yeah.
minors.
Inappropriate.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he quit. I think they
Yeah.
got rid of
Well,
him.
he's it didn't he didn't get John Paul the First. Did that was fun? That was
Yeah,
back
he
in
didn't live very
'78.
long.
No, he was like, oh, he's Pop. He's the great. He's gonna call himself John Paul after Pope Paul and Pope John, and then he's gone. And then they made Godfather Part 3 about it.
That'd be funny for your Betos. Timmy would be John and Paul as co-popes.
Yeah, there
John
you go.
Paul. Yeah. John and
I wouldn't
Paul.
know how
That
to
was the other joke
imitate a
people were
Pope
making
and be
back
funny
then.
though.
Yeah.
But I was
Pope
thinking
John
that
Paul
too when he
George
said
Ringo.
said John Paul. I was thinking that too,
Yeah.
John and Paul.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd
But the
go-
one I'm rooting for, there's a Cardinal Pizzaballa is his name. I'm rooting for him.
Pizza bowl. How do
That's
they?
smart.
How do they actually do that? Where they declare a new pope? Is it a classroom
no,
test?
it's what they call the conclave.
Yeah.
All the cardinals meet and they pray about it and do
The baseball team?
Catholic stuff. And then at that time, black smoke is coming out of the Vatican, literally out of a chimney on the Vatican. Once they've chosen the new pope, then white smoke comes out.
Yeah,
and
because
then-
they
Oh,
burn
I
the
heard about
ballots.
that, yeah.
They don't know
Yeah.
who voted for
When I was a
what.
kid, I used to thought Vatican was slang for a female body part.
Yeah, I'm
No,
sure
I-
you did, Steve. I'm sure you did.
You remember the
Back
last
when I was
pages?
when I was little, I thought the Kremlin was like a guy. I pictured like with a
The
pointy
Kremlin,
hat, a
he's
beard.
like the Noid from Domino's.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Kremlin was
Like
like,
the
one of those
grimace.
little,
Yeah.
like one of those little gremlins. I thought
Yeah.
that kept getting mixed up.
He has to be purple. It'd have to be purple, whatever it is. But that, like Purple People Eater. But
Yeah.
no, it was the last movie, the last page of summer. Steve's character, Don Heisler, said saw the smoke coming out of the curtain, and he says, "Oh, there's smoke coming out from under the curtain. Either the band's ready to hit the stage, or we're getting a new pope."
Yeah.
I don't remember that line or any of those lines.
Yeah, you said it's been a long time. I haven't seen the movie in probably a year, maybe not a year, but I think I watched it once, maybe this year, a long time ago. I can kind of start watching it again. The thing is I kind of want to still watch the new one and check for boogers. You know, I had
But if
I
you
had like
find-
14 fixes I had to do last week. You know, after
So
it
if
was
you
already
find-
released.
If you find boo-boos in, are you going to go in and fix them?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, I'm not like that. If I do, I mean, that my hat's off to you for doing that. But when I put something in the can, it stays in the can.
I can't
That's
because
agreed.
because if there's judges, people are going to be judging these at the film festivals. If they see
Right,
because I'm rendering this in such high resolution that
Mhm.
my program, the Adobe Premiere that renders it out, the Movie Maker program, it can't handle it very well, and it has a big trouble drawing teeth, and
Oh.
it taxes the program. So there will be. I think I found 20 or 30 moments in the film, even during the watch party, where their teeth started pixeling out, like getting blocks.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I can't have that. If judges are looking at this, I can't have an error like that where it shows blocks, you know, dancing around and stuff. And there were few other little things. Timmy was missing an eye at the end when he was dancing on the camera. Little things that I don't notice when I put him in, but it's like I gotta fix that. I can't have him missing an eye
I
at the
didn't
very end of the
notice.
credits.
I wonder how many viewers actually noticed those.
Probably
I don't-
nobody, but they
didn't
probably
catch
and there's
any.
hair shadowing. There's always hair shadowing problems. Nobody's going to notice that, but I do. But it's yeah, I only had like 14 fixes the last time compared to usually about 100. So it's getting there, and I'm kind of hoping I got it now and don't ever have to work on it again.
So these things are being judged. What do you win?
I don't
what
look
could
at
you
the
win?
prizes. I never do.
So you just want to be surprised.
Yeah, I don't want to have any expectations of because the last page of summer I didn't win a goddamn thing because everything went online and you know there were no trophies to give out because you're not there to get them to present them to you. So I don't look at the prizes. All I look are the rules. Will this film qualify? And you know, without having to do a whole bunch of extra stuff. That's about it. I look to see. I try to make sure it's going to be done by the end of the year. Their festival. There were a lot of them I had to say no to because it's like June of next year. It's like I want to release this thing eventually.
It was so funny. A couple of years back, I was out for a walk, and somebody, there's one house. It had the whole like sidewalk in front of the house was all sports trophies, just lined up, just for you to take. It's like that's how much they thought of them.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know those things are like they cost like $2 or $3 each, man. They're kind of expensive.
Well, I don't like that. What the thing is these fests, they you've got to buy the trophies,
Oh,
Some
good.
and I don't know if it's you got to buy the trophies or if you have to pay for them if they don't hand them to you. They have to send them to you, and that's kind of I can understand that to pay for shipping, but it shouldn't have to just buy the trophy. I think the first trophy I ever bought was not bought. The first one was ever had was for the Mustang a couple years ago. The
Oh yeah.
oh, I saw my Facebook thing. It was 2 years ago today that that Mr. Mustang came home.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yay.
Virtual Lens likes that.
thank you. I think Tony, at knock on wood, it seems to have better luck starting it now. That maybe it just had to get accustomed to the new home.
Yeah, or you get accustomed to it.
That could be
kind
too.
Because you kind of adapt yourself to it.
Yeah.
It's like normally when I have a car for a long time, nobody else can drive it. It's like that darts swinger that I had back in Hawaii. I gave it to my friend when I moved to California. He said, "How did you even drive this thing?" I adapted.
Yeah. There was like a stand-up guy that had a little skit about like you're at a party and someone's like, "Hey man, can I borrow your car?" And you to get some this and that, and you're like, "Wow, you're thinking me? You can borrow my car?" Yeah, and then you give them the flight instructions.
Yeah. Don't touch this and turn this way.
You got to turn the steering wheel just to the right a little bit, or it won't start. And then you got to, all that stuff.
No, my Mercedes was like that because the thing was just totally great for me. And I gave it back after I got the Miata. I gave the Mercedes back to the guy who sold it to me, and he couldn't start it. It's like, dude, it was your car before it was mine, and I never had any trouble with it.
So Putt, you've been away for a while.
Yeah,
He's away now.
I haven't been, I had to go to the hospital for a few days, and part of my nausea last week, and even it's still ongoing somewhat. It's because they would move me in the bed to do different things, and I've only got one leg and one arm to push with. So sometimes these nurses would grab my arm and just tug me up to the top of the bed where they needed me to be. And I figured out what it was is they've pulled all these muscles in my back and they're really sore. I've got, like what you call them, knots all in my back.
Yeah.
And that was just a lot. It was causing a lot of pain. So I was having the nausea from the pain, and that's what the main thing was. And I got to and tomorrow I do my follow-up, and I'm going to talk to the doctor about these knots. See if I can get some more relief, because Jen's been rubbing them for me, and that's been some relief, but it's just not a lot of fun to have,
You could always lay back on the bed on like a beach ball.
Well, I don't have a beach ball or anything round like that, but when I do lay back on the bed, it feels good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Or you might want to think about getting a professional masseur in to really work your.
Yeah, that's what I need, but we don't have one in town. We have a
really
shitty chiropractor, and that's it.
Shoot, Thomas is one.
Is he really?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He lives near me, so if I wanted a massage, I get Thomas, but he's kind of that doesn't do you any good.
No.
So well, I'm glad you're here, Putt.
Yeah.
Ask the doctor to give you a spinal tap. They feel wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I bet they do.
No, they don't. If you Google this, do spinal taps hurt? And it's like, oh no, they don't hurt. There's just some pressure. Bullshit. That's a new kind of pain. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Not only was it excruciating when I did it, but it was like 4 days of intense pain afterwards. No wonder they named a band after it.
There are legitimate massage places though out there.
As
That'll
opposed to
help you out.
what?
The illegitimate, with the happy ending one.
Massage parlors, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't there a controversy with a massage parlor, like a politician, or like they
Love them.
like it was a couple years ago. It was like something to do with a massage parlor that wasn't. It was like a front for something.
Yeah.
Probably
There's so many
Whorehouse.
scandals
No,
in politics.
they're legit. They massage. It's just what they massage.
Yeah.
legit.
I had one lady did massage back in the 80s. I went to a massage place, and I turned around and left because they said it was a full body and nude, and I'm like,
Damn, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite way.
Well,
What do you mean I have
is she
to
nude
keep
or
my
you
shorts on? Why even bother?
Well, who's nude though? Is it her or you?
both.
Ah.
No, it was she kept her clothes on. My roommate, I went with him, and he got done, and I said, I'll go wait in the car or something.
You massage yourself in the car.
Yeah, I massaged myself in the car.
How do these people? How do you Uber with people with all that smoke? How do they stand it?
What smoke?
Your smoke, the smoke you have in your car.
My car has been de-smoked.
Been D. Snyder.
The only
too.
time I've been in your car, Steve, I about died.
Well, you shouldn't get in my car. Well, and I didn't know. Like I said ever since then, I had no idea we were going to go out that morning. Otherwise, it would have been de-smoked. I have this stuff that kills cigarette smoke.
Ah.
Well, if you inhale it, maybe it'll give you a couple months extra life. You know, spray it down.
Well, see,
your...
back in the 60s, that was the thing. You know, everybody rode around the back seat of the car, and their parents all smoked like fucking chimneys with the windows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I'll never forget. In Missouri, my dad's friend. I was riding in the back of his big old sedan, and he had some big old stogie, and I was on the floor. Literally, I was just like, I must have been all sorts of different shades of green. It made me sick.
Yeah.
My parents were the only adults I knew who didn't smoke.
Hmm.
And then, you know, for crafts and stuff in like kindergarten, first grade, we had the clay, and we'd make the clay, and of course, we all made ashtrays.
Oh, I remember making ashtrays in school for my mother a lot of times. All right, I got dinner, so I'm still here.
Nowadays, you go to a craft class, and all the kids do is make bongs,
Bombs.
or something like that. Bongs,
Oh,
you know.
No.
Where you
What's the
smoke,
thing?
smoke a bong, get a bong, bang a go, bang a bong.
Or a billabong.
Yeah.
Isn't that the airport, the Filipino Airlines?
Oh yeah, bong air.
Yeah.
Bong here.
Oh,
Captain's boo-boo's getting better.
Oh, good. So is mine.
Good.
You know what? I keep forgetting to put honey on mine because it's supposed to help. Because of all the weird stuff that was coming out of there that smelled like goddamn sourdough. That's all gone, thank God. Yeah, but now there's like a hole that I need to like heal up.
Try the
How'd
honey.
you
It
get
seemed to
hurt?
work for Captain. You might want to try a cone too. Put around your neck, you know.
Yeah.
But he's still wearing his cone though, because I don't know how far to get it. It's kind of scabbing up, which is good.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, how? That's all I need is to take the cone off, and then he's take the scab off, and it's raw again, you know. So I don't know how long to kind of keep that going.
Yeah, 6 months and a year.
No, I'm thinking after church Sunday, taking it off. Take it off.
How'd you get hurt, Tony?
No, it wasn't hurt. I had an infected doohickey, big lump under my
okay.
arm. And it got infected. It was running a fever, and it was draining all over the place, and it finally cleared itself up. It was like a size of a damn lemon there for a while.
Dang.
I really should have gone to a doctor and gotten antibiotics. I just didn't bother, and it cleared itself up. I must have the immune system of a fucking stray dog. Oh, there you go. There's your 1950s Enterprise.
There's that. Oh, look at that. That's interesting.
I can't see the top. It almost looks like the mouth of the what was it?
The XNR.
XNR.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's definitely a Virgil. If they had Virgil Exner design the Enterprise.
That's interesting. Starship design.
I thought about making an Enterprise Avatar, but then all you do is talk about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, we can talk about Virgil Exner.
I never thought about making it with the lips like that.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Now, here,
I am working on new avatars. I just I want to get all the ones I'm working on done in like 3D and 2D, and then just rent that program for a month and do them all at once. You dig?
yes, and this is why the airplane company was called Boeing. Boing.
Boing, boing.
Whee.
The slow plane,
Boing. Whee.
starring Ernest Borgnine as the Beaver.
Yeah, there you go.
Who did you
Yeah,
say
Blue
was in
Electric
TampaCon, Steve? I didn't recognize anybody except Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, is that this last one?
No, it's the Tampa one. That's what Gottschalk said the other day.
Yeah, it had some dude on it, and I sort of Sam J. Jones, I think, was like
Wait,
Captain
did they just have a Comic-Con here? Tampa?
No, it's coming up, I think.
Yeah, it's August, I
is it?
think.
Yeah. And I think it was like
Oh,
Sam
that's right,
J.
August,
Jones,
yeah.
who was like either like Captain Marvel or fucking George Form now. What's his name? Buzz
Buzz Lightyear.
some shit. Wasn't he Captain America? No, wasn't Captain America. It was Dodgers.
What?
I forgot all about that. Tampa.
I was going to ask Putt something, and I forgot what I was going to ask.
Ah. But no, Gottschalk was, I'll go there to see Sam Jones. I think for you.
Oh, Putt, do you watch those Marvel movies that come out like every week and flop? They spend like 200 or 300 million on each one of the. You know that's why we've got to be funding that with our tax dollars, because no company could stay in business with that many flops in a row.
Yeah, no, I don't watch the Marvel movies anymore.
I can't imagine anybody being interested in any of that shit.
Yeah, most people aren't.
I mean, like, you were with me the last one I saw, where that was Iron Man 3, and I was pretty put off.
Oh yeah, I can't. I haven't watched any of those in a long time. I just think they're crap now.
Well, the first Iron Man was awesome. It was just an amazing movie. It was very well
I never
done.
got through that all the way. I couldn't get through the first one.
What were you doing?
I don't know. It just didn't hit me right.
Well, I'll have to show you, if you ever come out here, Steve, I'll have to show you a couple good movies. And that's one
Yeah.
of them. I don't see how you can not like it. The other Iron Mans, they were pretty lame. I mean, the second one was okay, and then the third one was just like, shoot me. I think I did see the one with the raccoon.
Oh.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, somebody showed me that. That's the only
Raccoon.
way you can watch. That's the only way I watch a movie is if someone comes over and subjects me to it. I know when Darren comes out here, oh my gosh, I'll be. You know what Darren did? I'll tell you when Gottschalk comes around, because he likes to talk
Okay.
smack about him. But did you see the new movie?
Which one?
The only one.
No, I didn't see it. I said I was sorry I missed your watch party, and then I was in the hospital when it came out.
Excuse?
It's up there
So
on
I-
YouTube, but it's like I always try to send you an invite and you don't know how.
Okay,
But I want you to see it.
yeah, I want to see it too.
Steve knew how to do it this time.
Good.
Do what?
Click on the email that YouTube gives you, the link.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I was
Well,
just
you gotta
looking at
remember,
the. I was looking at the Comic-Con list of people. I'm like, there's only one or two I might know about. Who the hell are all these other people?
welcome to my world.
Jeez.
Yeah, the only reason I went to TampaCon last year was because Paul Williams was there. The
Yeah,
whole John
really?
Schneider and Priscilla Presley was just kind of a bonus. But I really wanted to see Paul Williams.
They got Lou Ferrigno and Lou Diamond Phillips, the only two I know. And if I want to go, get ignored by Lou Ferrigno again. I could.
Yeah, there you go.
You
But Lou
ignored
Diamond
him for
Phillips-
guy's sake.
No, I didn't.
He-
After he ignored me, I walked
He
away.
didn't
I said,
ignore
"Fuck
you. He acknowledged you, Steve. He acknowledged both of us.
it." Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
Oh,
I'm not
I saw him acknowledge us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for
And what's funny is Lou Diamond Phillips. He was the leading man for a little while there. He did the not Buddy Holly, but the
La Bamba, Richie
La
Valens.
Bamba thing. And then the very last thing I saw him in was the Hawaii Five-0 reboot where he played like a fire chief or some crap.
Hmm.
And it was just some incidental role who got about 5 lines in the whole thing. It's like, what the hell happened to you, boy?
Hey, Steve, if you would have wore the hoodoo costume, you damn well know he wouldn't have ignored you.
Yeah.
He didn't ignore you anyway, but he'd have had to say
Yeah, he did.
something because you would have been green too.
Yeah.
Well,
I wear the green better than you do.
see, there's not enough celebrity names here to even bother putting on a costume.
There's not enough celebrities still alive that I give a damn about for me to
Yeah,
go
but-
to
but
any of these things.
You know what? You know what, though, Steve?
Hmm.
When I used to dress up for Dragon Con, I didn't put on costumes for celebrities. I didn't even care about the celebrities at that time. You put on the costume and you have fun, and you cosplay, and you pose for pictures, and you be a rock star for a weekend. The celebrities, that's just kind of an aside.
Yeah.
Hi, Grand Zero, Sama. What do you like to be called? That's a lot of names. Sama, Grand, Zeno. Oh, it's not Zero, it's Zeno.
Zeno,
sorry.
Yeah.
We've got a chatter.
Hey.
We've kind of got a low chat count this time.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it says
Sometimes we get it pretty busy, and then sometimes it's just like it rains, it pours, and
Yeah. I've actually
Yeah.
ridden in one of those Vistadome cars.
what's it like?
That was pretty cool looking. It was the thing didn't have air conditioning or it wasn't working, so it does get hot up there under like glass.
But was somehow I picture it. Of course, those are 50s, and they're probably built better.
Yeah.
But somehow I picture it like you're in it, and it's all scratchy like an airplane window, and just kind of lame.
No, they were pretty.
Those airplane windows, it's like they like all it's like the pressure does something, and they got like these micro shatters. They're just like they never look
Well,
right.
I mean, they're plastic. I mean, no, they're there's like 3 layers of I think it's Lexan. Lexan's a good plastic window. It doesn't shatter.
Oh, he's a Dragon Ball Grand Priest character.
Cool.
I am very pop culture illiterate, but Putt
Yeah.
and Tony knows all of it.
Oh yeah.
Especially
Yep.
Putt. He knows probably a lot.
I do.
The only thing I remember was P-Lander Z.
Yeah.
Because when I was a Draconian at the Dragon Con, they posed with me for some pictures. And I didn't pay. See, I didn't pay people for. They just found me and posed. Because they wanted to pose with the dragon. Because out of like 30,000 attendees, I was usually always the only dragon there.
I can't believe there's not one Star Trek actor at the schedule for this one.
Well, they're getting up
Well, they're
there.
almost
We've
all
got
dead
Shatner's
except for
90,
Shatner.
Fucking 5 or whatever the hell.
Well, speaking
And,
of Star
Takei
Trek,
and,
I gave Chris Pine's dad a friend request, but he never responded. He might not be alive anymore, but he was there for my recommended list.
Yeah, from him at Chips.
Gautreer, yeah. I used to like him.
Yeah.
He
I
was
liked
in a
him better than I
celebrity
did.
racing thing. Like they were like doing that stadium off-road thing where they just truck in a bunch of dirt and have like dune buggies running around. He was like banging into everybody.
Celebrities get to have all the fun.
Yeah.
But Jesus kind of said the ones that have all the fun, when they're in the back of the line when the time comes. So I don't know. Maybe in heaven, if we're good, we'll get to bang into people in really, really cool dune buggies.
Yeah, there you
Maybe
go.
I'll get to be a cool dune buggy and bang into people. That would be fun.
Or just bang people.
Maim people?
Eh?
What did you say?
I said bang people.
Oh, bang people. That would be fun too. I don't know if to get to do that in heaven really.
Oh, I don't know either. I mean,
I don't think we have any. I don't know if you'd have a desire to or to eat up there. I don't think
Yeah.
because
Right.
the
Well, if you're
lion can
Muslim,
lay.
then you either get virgins or sheep, but I forget which.
Yeah, well, the lions can lay beside the lamb because they're not hungry anymore. They don't
reasons.
have to eat.
That's right. 'Cause that's the thing about living on Earth is you have to eat everything else. I mean, it's like there's two reality. The realities of Earth are death and shit.
Yeah,
We
if
all
you're
come,
trying,
we all come from shit.
could you imagine if you're trying to describe Earth to another kind of select terrestrial being, and it's like, yeah, all the creatures there have to kill and eat each other,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh my god, that's terrible, and and then you can mention like Rosie O'Donnell, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I never want to go there. And Zeno says, I will send Goku in here if 13 p.m.
Yeah, 13 p.m. So when the clock strikes 13, he needs a new clock.
Is that
or-
1 p.m.? Where
I
is
have
that?
no idea.
That is military. 1,300 hours is 1 p.m. But
Right,
But do they say PM, or does it
They don't
just
say 13 p.m. That would
they
defeat
just
the
say
purpose
13.
of 24-hour time.
yeah.
Which they pretend to use in Europe too. It's we're live at 13:40. I said, good for you. And what's the temperature? 3? Oh, it's 9. Oh, is that hot or cold?
Mhm.
It was really funny as you watch Top Gear and they talk about miles and gallons, and then it's 4 degrees. Bullshit, it's 4 degrees. And I'm 100.
Oh, it drives me nuts when that talks in Celsius and metric. Oh, man.
I like miles and feet, honestly, in inches. I like those measurements, but it seems like metrics have it right with 0 degree being freezing and 100 being boiling. It just
Well, the
seems like
problem
it's
is
easier
it's
to.
too coarse. Because a Celsius degree is 1.8, it's almost twice a Fahrenheit degree. So in Celsius, like 20 degrees is like colder than shit, and then 22, you're sweating all over the place.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a very coarse measurement.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that. And the other thing is, and I've said this before, it's so much easier to grab a number 12 socket than it is a 13/15 and all this bullshit.
yeah.
I hate
We
that
get used to that,
measurements.
though.
Do what?
11/64.
I hate that. It just seems to make more sense with that's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm off my soapbox, and Zeno says or maybe day. Okay. One day.
One day.
What are you doing, Putt?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, good.
Oh, Tony, did you watch the ending of the new film before the watch party?
Not before the watch party. Might have.
Because I gave you that sneak preview. I didn't know if you'd watched it.
I don't remember seeing the full ending with the credits and stuff before the watch party.
Okay.
So I remember talking about it and reminding you of the famous tagline.
What tagline? Oh, all the problems. Yeah, I know. The universe can be solved with music and love. Okay, I was just curious. I didn't know if you'd seen the Hogleys actually kind of get their comeuppance before the watch party.
I'm trying to think if I saw.
Steve and Putt didn't go to the watch party, so they missed Molly come in at the last minute and put her foot in her mouth.
Yeah.
What
How'd she
happened?
put her-
What did she
She
say?
comes
she
in at
do?
the last 10 minutes of the movie,
Oh, geez.
and they show Mr. Sunshine at the end, and it's kind of the feel good moment because he's Fred Brodsky. He did his voice. He resurrected his announcing career for my film at like 87 years old. And I don't know, he might have been there at the watch party when she's like makes a Bob Newhart joke when she sees him. And I'm just like, why don't you just watch the whole movie, Molly? It's like nobody's heckled the movie the whole time. You know, I had like a dozen people in chat. Nobody heckled it. They're just enjoying it. She comes in the last 10 minutes with a smart ass remark. And I'm like, really? You know that never mind.
Oh,
I think she's wanting to show it at the Vortex or something.
that'd be good.
It'd
Why
be-
do you put it to private, Tim, whenever before the festivals?
Because it'll be disqualified. They're not going to show something at their festival that's already public.
Okay.
I had to scrub it off the website that there was even a YouTube watch party. I had to take that down.
Ah.
That could disqualify it from certain festivals. A lot of them, there's certain festivals that they demand premiere status.
Yeah.
They want to be the first one to show it, and I can't do that. I haven't seen as many do that, but 5 years ago when I was doing the last page of summer, there were a lot that. Well, I won't say a lot, but there were some that had that. Has to be a premiere.
I used to have an electric train, just like that one going behind Tony.
Ah.
That engine, yeah.
That's what Tracy became.
Oh, cool.
Well, you saw that much of it, Putt.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Says, "What am I?" And Stacy goes, "You're a hummingbird, Tracy." And Zen's like, "You're a moth."
I will be right back.
Yay.
Boy, my Transforama crowd, if they missed it, they missed out a lot.
Yeah.
That one who did attend in chat, he was like over the moon about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
So we have sea
had a-
lions here. I didn't know
Better,
that. Huh?
better
Oh,
stay
yeah.
away from them.
Well, Steve didn't know there were bears in Florida, and I had to remind him, Gentle Ben.
Yeah, Gentle Ben takes place in Florida. We got bears here. We got panthers. I think we got about everything that everywhere else has. We just got more reptiles.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Gosh darn it! I said something right before we talked about bears. Oh, sea lions.
Sea lions, yeah.
The guy that his name is Ben. He was in Tommy with me. He did the voice of all the celebrities in the ballroom.
Ah.
You know, the whoop 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 guy and all those people. He did all of them, and he's in the Navy, and his job is to train dolphins and sea lions.
Ah. Flipper.
It's an interesting job.
Yeah.
That is.
So they got the dolphins like carrying bombs over to try and sink ships.
I don't know what they try to do, get them to do. Jump through hoops and stuff. Because when I went to SeaWorld in high school, and I took pictures of the dolphins and whales, or narwhals or whatever they were, but they were jumping through hoops in the air.
Probably killer whales or orcas.
There were those too, but the ones I got pictures of, I don't think they were. But
I don't think you could train a narwhal. I mean,
well, maybe
it's got-
not.
it's
But
got the-
I
it's got
think
the spike.
it didn't have the
Yeah.
spike. It's the whale that's got the bulbous forehead.
Well, there's the minke whale. It's a minke.
That might be it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They might have been porpoises, but anyway, I had a few pictures of them jumping through hoops, and Darren made fun of me, and he's like, this is so just redundant. He was saying that these pictures, they don't mean anything because they do that every day and everybody takes pictures of them. But little did Darren know that a decade or two later, that would have been outlawed. So if you've got actual pictures of dolphins and things going through hoops, you've got something that nobody in today's generation has probably ever seen.
Yeah.
Except maybe in a movie or something. So, heck, take that. Where's Gottschalk? Where is he?
Well, I saw his little thing in our little Facebook chat group, but then that was it. I hope he brings his joke book or whatever the hell that was.
It was fun. It wasn't a joke book.
Yeah.
It was like a facts book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I like stuff like that because then you can have a conversation.
It changes the
about
conversation to something. I appreciated that. I might as well tell you what Darren did. Okay. So he told me that I've been waiting for these for years. He said I can have all of Mom's photo albums. I used to love looking through those, when I was a kid. I remember all the different covers there were small photo albums, and I remember all the covers and the different designs and just loved them. So when I'm talking on the phone with him a few weeks ago, he's like, yeah, I threw away all the photo albums and had Kiana tear all the pictures out of them. It's like a lot of the pictures, some of them like tore up and something. And then I got to thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have thought. I'm just like, what? You gave me all the photo albums and then throw them away. And fortunately, I think he still had them like in the dumpster. So I told him to get them, at least Mom's. So now I've got to figure out how to put all the pictures back in all of these photo albums that they ripped out. I don't understand it.
what thought
I don't either.
process is that?
I guess he figured if he put all the pictures in a big box, it would save space in the moving truck or whatever. I'm just like, shit, I would have paid for shipping of the damn things. It's like, gosh, damn it. All the work I've got ahead of me to try to put all the pictures back where they belong if they're not tore up. It's like, shit, why did you do that? Anyway.
Why did she tear them up? Why did you want her to tear them
Because
up?
the pictures have been in there for 45 years or 50
Yeah, the plastic.
years.
When you take the photo album, the plastic sticks to it.
Well,
so
not only
you
that, but the
do
pictures stick to the underneath, to the cardboard underneath, because the cardboard's adhesive. It's like a glue. Shit. I don't understand it. I wish he'd have just talked to me beforehand, Goodness. You can tell we have Indian blood because my mom and grandma would do the same thing. They'd give me something and then they'd give it away to someone else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They wouldn't ask for it back. It's like my mom gave me a set of Dale Earnhardt plates. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't gush over it because they're fucking Dale Earnhardt plates. Who fucking cares? So, but I had them, and then when he flew feed, I'm like, where are those Dale Earnhardt plates? And she goes, oh, I gave them to Laverne. Why'd you give them to Laverne? They were mine. She goes, well, you didn't seem very excited about it. That's their whole mentality. That's happened several times.
Yeah.
I mean, shouldn't the process be, hey, Timmy, those plates, you didn't seem very excited about them. You mind if I give them back to Laverne? I'd be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Or no, I heard that Dale Earnhardt flew feed. I want to see how much they're going to be worth. Is that being cold and inconsiderate?
Probably.
Mm-hmm. My mom did something similar. I was driving I don't know what it was, a Saturn View or some kind of car that she had. And when she couldn't drive, she went ahead and she said I could have the car. And I'm great. Well, she also promised my nephew that he could have the car.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
great.
Yeah. So when after all that was over, after she died, my sister calls me up and says, Mom had promised Aaron the car. I said, well, she'd promised it to me too. She goes, well, if you want to keep it, that's fine and all this. I said, no, you guys take it. And because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And I already had a vehicle. And she was anyway, 3 weeks later, the electrical system went out in that thing. And she goes, "Did you ever have any problems with the electrical?" I said, "No, I never did. It was fine." And then it was just, I don't know if they were blaming me or what. It just pissed me off that my mom had promised it to both of us. And then, my sister comes back and starts trying to be a little, kind of a condescending person about it and all that.
I've got this brother named Darren, and
Mhm.
he told me a few years ago he's like that he would will me his Porsche, his Carrera, '84 Carrera. I'm like, well, thank you. That means a lot because I had kind of, but it don't matter. But what a year later, I'm out there. He says, "Oh, I'm leaving the Porsche to Kiana," but he almost like he like looks at me to see what I'm gonna do. Like testing me. I'm like, care, it's your car. No, whatever. But that's my family. And it seems like we got the same family putt.
I think we do.
My dad did that. He like gave me and Darren his boat, and then he sold it to someone else. He gave us this real nice tent. He brought it home. We had pictures of it. It's a really neat tent, a big one, when we were kids, and he sold it. We didn't even get to use it. And what else? There was another example. I don't know if it was him or not. My grandma gave me and Gracie a motorhome, then sold it to someone else. And it was the same thing. Well, you didn't seem very excited. We slept in it that night. We were so excited about it. It was freezing. It's like, fuck. What do they want?
We want their ass kissed, I guess.
I have no idea. I can't understand those fucking Irish. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Always wanting to fight.
Yeah.
Play games, drink, fight, play games, drink, and then they give you something and want to take it back.
Well, if they give you something, you should probably just take it away from them that minute.
Well, I know that now.
Yeah.
Of course, with Darren, I couldn't have taken his Porsche from him, because it was like
Yeah.
he was going to will it to me.
Yeah. Well, you can't kill him.
Yeah. Steve, go.
Well, what's the little girl going to do with an '84 anything, let alone a Porsche?
Heck, I don't know. That still baffles me a bit, and it's like something I don't even want to bring up. It's I've got my own Hot Wheels now. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm not a Porsche guy anyway. I thought German
I
cars.
wanted one so bad when I was young.
They'd never interest me, or Volkswagens. I've never been. I think the only German cars that I kind of think look really good that I wouldn't mind having are the 60s and 70s Opel GTs.
Oh yeah.
And Mercedes, same era, 60s to early 70s, had a big Mercedes, and it had the Exner style wraparound windshield on it, and just a handsome looking car. It's like every single dimension, every single inch of it looked just right.
Yeah.
And I also liked the little sporty Mercedes, same era.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know if there's any German cars that appeal to me other than that. It's very narrow. They always had such weird styling. It's like the walrus teeth on the BMW always looked weird to me.
Well, you must love them now because they've gone and made them like this weird octagonal thing, and
I actually kind of like that better than before. I think the ugliest walrus teeth was that Pontiac Solstice. I don't know what the hell they were on when they made that thing. I mean, that really looked like a walrus. They aren't the prettiest animals, sorry. And it being kind of bulbous made it even look more like a walrus.
Now available, the Pontiac Walrus.
There you go.
They might as well call it that.
Not to be confused with the Pontiac Clam.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, and they're still kind of guilty of it, but the grill always looked like a damn corn basket. The past 60 years, you pay top money for this car. It's got a damn corn basket for a grill.
There you go. Steve, what's the point of saying it in chat? You have a mouth and a microphone.
Hang on just a moment.
Even as a
Whoa.
mouth, McNeil.
Got a call from Ally McBeal.
Ah, Ally McSqueal.
That is one show I never watched. There's a lot of shows I never watched.
It
Really
was entertaining. That was back when I watched television. Because I used to think that the Peter McNichol and Christy McNichol were related. Even I realized later that the names were spelt differently.
Oh, I think the only shows I watched in the '90s, really, the only ones I really remember watching were Home Improvement and Seinfeld. That was really about it.
For some reason, I got into watching Friends for a while. God help me. I have no idea why.
Well, my roommate, Jack Porter, when it was first on, we would watch it just as part of the lineup, but we didn't really like it. But it was like, he was like, hey, the 20-nothings are on. We call them the 20-nothings. And there's other, I'd seen Everybody Loves Raymond, like just a handful of episodes. It's usually you're doing something and that's all that's on. But I didn't watch a lot of TV, I guess.
I know I didn't in the 90s. I was always busy.
Yeah.
I was too. Well, I was always working on that draconian costume, and that's when I would be in front of the TV. I would just be I would be sewing, leather or doing something like that. And I watched the Summer Olympics just because in '96, just because I was working on that costume. That's all.
The funny thing about Tim Allen, or whether the Tool Time, what the hell was it called?
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah. The problem is, I do that stuff for real. I know how to work tools, and I like fast cars. And he came off as just such a complete phony baloney. I guess he really is into cars, but it was so Hollywood scripted by people who didn't know jack shit about anything.
I was thinking
it was too fake for me.
Yeah, I was thinking just the other day, because I liked the show, but I was thinking that Bob Vila or something made him look like a fool on a show because somebody asked, how you'd fill a nail hole, in a wall. He said, well, you put some caulk in it. He's like, no, you actually put, spackle because the caulk will shrink up. And it's like, Tim would know that. I know that. Yeah. Everybody knows that. And it's like they're making him say things that are stupid. And then they did, like what Dick Van Dyke and a lot of these shows did, is they bring in a younger brother that's even dumber than he is to make him look smart. I hated that too. And I think what I hated most of all is he was one of the first people to start that whole men are stupid. And
yeah. I like tools and hot rods and fixing stuff too, and I never did that at all.
Yeah, I understand. I just like the show between him and his sons was funny. It was overall, it was a pretty good show. And it was the only sitcom that actually had like stunts in it, people falling through roofs. And I thought that was interesting. But to be fair, his wife, Jill, she was just insufferable. Everybody hated her. So it wasn't like she was the smart one. She was just horrible.
A bitch.
A bitch. He had a fascination with Sears.
Well, Sears was everything back then. When I was a kid, if it didn't come from Sears or Western Auto, we didn't have it.
Boy, their downfall was quick.
Yeah,
because that was just in the '90s, and it was like MySpace. That was the biggest, like the first social media platform, and it was huge. They had like 200 million users, and then it was gone.
Well, Sears, they had the Sears Tower in Chicago. They had this beautiful Sears store in Los Angeles that you can see from the freeway, and it's still standing. It's still there, but nobody knows what to do with it. And I think it's all gone to shit inside. But
I think part of it was they were crooks. Their automotive department and stuff, they were just crooks, and they finally got called out on it.
yeah.
And I remember it firsthand. They screwed me so bad that I wouldn't even walk through an Anchor store Sears to get into the shopping mall. I hated
Ooh.
them.
And they used to sell cars. They sold a version of the Henry J.
Did it have the trunk lid or not?
Yeah, that's a good question because that was like halfway through production. They decided, you know what, maybe we should have the trunk actually open.
Yeah, there was a Sears had a car that was a Henry J. They called it an Allstate in the early
Allstate,
50s.
yeah, it was called the Allstate.
Yeah, and it didn't have a glove box or a trunk lid. I mean, it was just like, because everybody
had
wanted
a
to keep
trunk,
up. Everyone wanted
But you had to go in through the back seat to put stuff there. Which
right.
was
You why
really
bother?
fun.
Everybody wanted to keep up with the Joneses back then, so nobody would have wanted to been caught dead with something like that. You know,
Because everybody was trying to make a small car. I mean, Crosley with their weird ass little things, little putt-putts. The only one that did it right was Nash. They came out with a Rambler, and first off, it was not a penalty box. It was really nicely equipped.
right?
And it wasn't sold as a cheap car. It was sold, this is your second car, easier to park, easier for the wife to park, but good on gas. But it wasn't sold as a cheap car.
And it's
that-
got
that
an
actually became a
exterior
success.
seat that faces backwards for the mother-in-law.
And then they gave Lois Lane one, that weird convertible with the side windows,
Yeah,
frames that stayed up.
it's a very Superman-ish kind of comic car.
But I think that really probably was one of the big keys to their success. They managed to get it on the Superman show.
I saw a caricature of a comic illustration recently of Superman, where he's got the thick neck and he's just. I'm like, that's Superman. They haven't gotten him right, and because Superman was always a buff guy, even as Clark Kent. He was a buff guy with a suit and glasses.
Yeah.
And now they got these people that just these skinny, nerdy guys that they look like Clark Kent's, and then they put on the super suit and they're still Clark Kent. And it's like, you're missing it. Like, if I was going to make a Superman movie, I would have it take place in 1952.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, Superman has got to have a chin. We don't need none of these chinless wonders playing Superman.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I missed. I mean, Christopher Reeve, I guess he kind of pulled it off, but even I don't think he was buff enough for it.
When he got the role, he wasn't, and they said, "Well, don't worry, we can pad the suit." And he goes, "I'm not going to do that." So he went weight trained, I think, with somebody like.
Oh, hey, you bitch.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi there.
Somebody wants to say hi.
how you doing?
Good.
Good, good.
That's Putt. You say hi, Putt.
Hi, Put.
That's
young
Tony.
man.
You
Hi,
say
Tony.
Hi.
that's Timmy.
Hi,
Hi.
Timmy.
Timmy's a car.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Timmy is talking.
Yeah, I can talk.
He's got teeth.
That's right. Even though Putt doesn't like my teeth, but you can't please everybody.
So you
You
got to
know, you
please
should be
yourself.
worrying about pleasing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone, so you gotta
Please
please
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
That was a
Here.
weird subject for a
Yes, yeah, I
song
got it
back in the
here.
60s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the 70s, but and it was totally misconstrued.
Well,
He was at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my
And-
God.
People were booing, and he thought they were booing him because he wasn't doing, Bye Bye Love or whatever. It turned out, so he made that song about people that they can stick it, for booing him for not playing a song. And it turned out they were booing some people that were fighting. It had nothing to do with his song.
Hey, Fidesco.
Hey, Fidesco.
Garth Brooks.
Hello, Pedesco.
I thought, for some reason, I keep thinking it was like 68 or something like that. But
It was like 74. And what was it? Lewis sent me a picture of a snake that they killed. Scary looking thing. They get some scary snakes down there.
I'll bet.
Yep. Boom slangs.
Yeah.
Hey, Fidesco, do you get boom slang snakes down there?
Looking. That's up.
No, don't touch it.
Says, how are you? Welcome to the channel, our
Oh,
new
yeah.
friend for tonight. Oh, Fidesco says hi. Steve's little one there.
This is Joey.
Joey.
Joey,
Fidesco is in Africa, and he said hi,
Oh.
Joey.
Fidesco said hi, Joey. Say hi, Fidesco.
Hey, hi, the go.
Yeah, he's all the way in Africa.
Wow, Africa.
Yeah.
pretty cool. We can talk to
Yeah, you
him.
just basically
Right.
you go east and then you hang a right.
Yeah, well, from my house, Africa is straight east.
I want to.
Did he kiss the rain?
My cousins when they were here a couple of years ago they'd never seen the ocean before, and I was like, so if you look straight east, it goes to Africa.
Oh, okay, but yeah, the northern part, because I think we're
Yeah,
I'm
if you
pretty much
go
the
to
same
Europe,
latitude
that's like
as-
east of New York or Maine and stuff up there.
yeah, like where my mom came from in Austria. That's as far as latitude goes, it's about pretty much where the Canadian lined up with the Canadian border.
Right.
So, if you,
But Europe doesn't get as cold as, say, Canada. I guess it's the Gulf streams and the different things.
yeah, well, it depends on what part. Because if you're way inland, then gets super cold. The temperatures get more extreme the farther you get away from the ocean.
Except
the
England.
ocean-
I've heard people just say that England is just nasty. It's always cold. It's always cloudy. I wouldn't ever want to live there. But with the one time I did go, a very short period of time, it was actually sunny and nice.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's neat.
a punt asked if you had boom slang snakes there because he said he saw one at a zoo and it scared him.
Yep.
It's in a zoo, though.
He said it just looked at him like it would have killed him if he had the chance.
It looked like it's like let me at you, you son of a bit. That's what it was like.
Yeah,
That
it's
thing
like,
was
hey,
staring
try
right
me, just
through
try me. Fidesco said, laugh out loud. I really love how he mentioned my name. So there you go, Steve.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah, Joey. Joey looks like Belouis Sum. I feel like because I'm Belouis Sum's Facebook friend, but he's not like a friend. He doesn't comment on my stuff or anything. But I feel like sending him a message mentioning that he was my first ever concert. It was at Red Rocks, and how
Ah.
much I appreciated their album and just wore it out. We'd listen to it in my dad's truck. It'd probably be okay. He probably gets them occasionally, but I imagine not every day. It's not like somebody now, like somebody that's like Taylor
Yeah.
Dane or whoever her name is.
Oh, yeah,
don't know
no,
if
the
you
Taylor
know.
Dane. That's the golf cart company.
I'll be right back, Mr. Spock,
All right.
Steve Spock.
Fascinating. Oh, yeah. See? Did you see that? putt?
Sure.
It's pretty good. Would you, if you could get like surgically implant where they were like that all the time, would you do it?
Oh, hell yeah. And I can get surgically pointed ears, too. I would.
That would be awesome. That would be pretty funny.
Well,
I'd love to
Kirk
do
had that done for that one episode at the end,
I mean,
like the only third season episode that was worth a damn.
Enterprise incident. They had
Yeah.
Kirk.
Yeah.
They turned Kirk into like a Romulan.
Yeah.
With
Ears
surgery.
and all that.
But I'm anxious to dress up as a Vulcan again.
Well, it was a fun episode because you get to see like Spock, romancing a woman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What didn't look good was Data and Picard that converted into Romulan.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like that. At least it had Spock on it. That was
Yeah.
the best part of those episodes.
Do you remember the episode called Sarek? On the Next Generation?
No,
That's right. Because they brought
what
Mark
happened?
Leonard back in that one last time.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
there
remember
was-
that because he was channeling something, and Picard had to absorb his emotion.
Yeah, but
Right.
that
'Cause
was
he had kind of like Vulcan Alzheimer's because he was like 200
Yeah.
years old.
it was Bandy or something like that. But anyway, that was originally supposed to be for Spock, but Leonard Nimoy didn't want to do it.
But he
It-
did a few episodes of Next Generation, didn't
Spock, Leonard Nimoy,
he? Yeah.
just the two, the one part, the two-parter, the
Yeah.
unification. So
But yeah, Mark Leonard. Of course, Mark Leonard managed to play a Romulan, a Vulcan, and a Klingon.
Klingon, yeah.
Klingon, yep.
But I liked him better as Sarek.
Well, he's pretty cool. He actually had because there was a difference between because Spock was half Vulcan and he was always like trying too hard to be Vulcan, whereas Sarek was all the way Vulcan and he was much more laid back about it. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
That was a good.
He wasn't so uptight. He wasn't as uptight as Spock was.
Why did you marry her? At the time, it was a logical thing to do.
Yes.
Seems like the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
And what the whole funny about that one episode is we have all these the Star Trek aliens, the the Tellarites and the Andorians. You only ever saw them in that one episode, but everybody remembers them. And they never brought them back. The pig guy who loved to argue. I think their whole reason for being was they just loved arguing.
They did bring him back for an episode or two of Picard.
Yeah, well,
Tellarites. Yeah.
And of course, the Andorian, he was the one guy on Enterprise.
Oh yeah,
was actually cool.
Pink skins.
Captain Beckett or whatever the hell his name was, his buddy who always ended up owing him a favor and he hated it. But he was the coolest character on that show.
Shram, that was the character's name.
I don't remember.
The Andorian. How do I remember that?
I know that Andorians are supposed to be very aggressive people,
Well, that was the thing because he always hated owing Archer.
Yeah,
Archer a favor, and he hated it. And so every time he would owe Archer a favor, he would try to clear it as quickly as he could, and then he'd end up owing another favor, and he'd go, "Damn it!"
Oh,
man. What?
I didn't say nothing.
I just didn't know what I walked in on.
Oh, we're talking about.
No.
We're talking. What the fuck do we always talk about when you leave? Star Trek.
Oh,
because I was talking about all the alien species in Star Trek who everybody remembers, but they were only actually on one episode. The one episode with Spock's father and the pig guys and the blue guys and the little things sticking out of their head and all that. But it was just one episode. I mean, they could have done more with them, but the problem is they had the budget on that show was like $5 an episode.
I didn't like the newer Star Trek, the 90s and stuff where you can tell one alien from each other by the amount of ripples on their forehead. I hated that crap. It's like, how cheap can you get? At least the 60s Star Trek, they'd have like one look like a glowing rock or something. I mean, that's what an alien would be. It would be like some glowing rock.
Well, the one that impressed me was half black and half white on each side.
Oh, that was so heavy-handed. It was like
a little bit. It was
written by like Three Dog Night or whatever. But,
remember when Spock had painted his face with the white with the white freckles, and the other did the black freckle. The other playing himself black with the white freckles, or that was Bewitched. Same difference.
Oh yeah.
But I think the best aliens were the third episode called Cat's Paw, where it's like all these weird. It was sort of like a spooky horror episode, and at the end, the aliens showed their true form, which was they were bugs made out of pipe cleaners.
Yep, that was funny.
All right, quick. Here's a on the spot. Who's cuter, Samantha Stevens or Dick York? Darren.
That's a tough one.
Samantha,
I have
Samantha Stevens, of course.
God, she was hot.
Yeah, but you got to.
Well, you know what though? I know what you
Darren?
mean, Timmy. I know what you mean. They kind of housewifed her up for the show because I've seen pictures of her outside the show where she's just smoking.
Oh,
I don't think it's the housewife. I just think
but that and she looks like your mom.
That's Samantha to me was your friend or your cousin's hot mom. It's just like, damn, she reminds me of Pam, my cousin Pam, who's just. I had a crush on her when I was like 17. She looked just like Heather Locklear.
But I had a crush on Elizabeth Montgomery Moore when she was playing Serena. Now that was hot.
Yeah, because
I
she
like
kind of
her.
cut loose a little bit.
Yeah.
Heck, I liked Carol Brady when she had that Cleopatra, the black wig on.
Oh yeah.
And I don't
Yeah,
even
she
care
was
for the brunettes much. I prefer a blonde, but she looked. I don't know. Maybe it was just the long hair. It was something. She just looked.
Yeah, I'm not generally into short hair on women.
You know what?
Old school
Shirley
that way.
Jones wore it good because she had that
Yeah.
more pixie-like face.
Yeah.
I don't have any
You
problem
see her
with
in her earlier movies, and she was really. I mean, the one. The movie was called Elmer Gantry because she was in it
Yeah.
with
Her husband wasn't.
come on, I forget it.
Wasn't Jack
We need
Cassidy?
names.
Jackass.
it?
What?
Jack Cassidy.
No, it wasn't Jack Cassidy.
Oh.
It was a big
Jackass.
star. A big star. One of the real physical. He was in the 7 Days of May. Burt Lancaster.
Wow.
Hey,
And he
Steve,
played it.
did-
He played it. Like the stereotypical asshole preacher. And Shirley Jones was in there as kind of the hot babe.
John Lithgow did that in Footloose. He played a really asshole preacher.
Yeah. Well, it's standard Hollywood trope.
Yeah.
So I have a couple songs in my fun hours from a band called Elmer Gantry's Velvet Opera.
Ah.
And the lead singer, years later, sang lead on. Remember the name of the song? It was the first song on the Alan Parsons album, "Turn of a Friendly Card."
Ah.
Something's wrong in this house today. It was a really good song, good voice. I didn't realize it was him, but anyway, I don't care. I do care.
Oh.
That's the stuff I care about.
Yeah.
And now CDs they say they're making a comeback.
CDs?
They're manufacturing cassette tapes again.
Really? Oh, those were the worst.
They
were
were the
great.
worst. I
eight
can't imagine.
tracks.
I can kind of understand CDs a little bit,
Mhm.
but not tapes. Tapes, they squeak,
Yeah.
and there's never a player that plays the same speed. And every time you play a tape, it's worse. It's just like records.
The Mercury Grand Marquis, I think they finally went out of production in like 2011. You could still get a cassette player in it because that was the target. It was designed for people like age 80 and above.
Boomers, or even boomers' parents. That
Yeah.
because
Fountain.
I was at a Chrysler dealer back in the probably in the early and they had a Prowler. And it had a cassette player and the little thing in the console to keep the cassettes in. And this was like 2003.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You wonder why Plymouth's going out of business? Who would have thought of that? Putting
They
the
finally
cassette.
came out with the Prowler was like their last car before they went.
It was a cool car. It was. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
really thinking out of the box with it. But really, you got a Prowler. At least have a CD player in it.
I have a CD player in my car. It's a 2017.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even those are going away now.
Well, I told you the story a billion times about the last time I ever put a CD in a car.
You get
What happened?
stuck.
But
What happened?
Gracie, Mom gave Gracie her Dodge. What was it?
Dodge shit.
No, it was a. Oh my gosh, what was it? Avenger.
Ah.
And we drove it from Colorado back to Florida. And Darren had put an aftermarket CD player in it. And I'd always been very skittish about sliding a CD in one of those things. And we just started the trip off. And she's like, well, put in a CD. Like, I don't know if I want to put in a CD. What if it never comes out again? And she's like, oh, just do it. So it was like some hits of the 70s thing. And I put it in. It starts off, Rhinestone Cowboy. We went through the whole thing, ready to put in another. It wouldn't eject. And the whole time she had that car when he lived in Alabama, for years, every time you started the car, doom, 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 every time you started, because that CD never came out.
And you thought you had Q-Star FM on it? That damn song.
Might as well. No, it would have been like some 80s song.
Oh,
Bruce Springfield.
Springsteen. No, he's not.
That poor car. It's a call a wife never wants to get, especially when she was in Colorado. Hey, baby, is that Dodge insured?
You know, I never
You got
once have
insurance
put
on that Dodge?
I've never once put a CD in the player in the car for that reason. I'm afraid it's not going to come out.
They won't.
Well,
They
my
won't.
Miata
They'll
had
never
a
come out.
Mhm.
My Miata had a 6 CD changer in it.
Wow.
Yeah, and
So you got 6 CDs stuck in there.
it worked fine. I mean,
As long as they're Apology None CDs, it's okay.
That's
well,
right.
that's what I did. Was no, it could actually play MP3 burned CDs, and so I had Apology None, of course, and I had Thinking Aloud, and so I'm driving around with the top down, and all of a sudden I hear these birds. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I'm looking around because you kind of watch out for birds when you got the top down. I'm looking around. It was Thinking Aloud song.
Tony once had didn't you have a bird stuck in that convertible and the top was down and it kept trying to get out through the windshield?
No, it was a bee. It was
Oh.
a bee. It
Oh,
could not
same
find it.
difference.
That wasn't the Miata. It was the MG I had,
Oh.
and it could not find its way out of the car. And the top was down. It would just kept banging into the windshield. It would not turn
Even with the
around
top
and try-
down?
Yeah, that's what was so
Yeah, it
funny.
would not,
The top was down.
try to get out another way.
Oh, jeez.
I had that problem today on the porch trying to get a skink out. A big one.
Skink?
A skink. It's a snake with legs. And
Really? I never heard of that.
yeah, we get them you're in Florida. You should probably get them too. They're a pretty like indigo blue.
Oh yeah. Hey, Hawk, stop.
Hey, Hawk, stop. Yeah, if I could be an animal, any animal, I'd be a skink, like the one I was trying to get. The thing is it they act so scared, like you're going to kill them. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get you out of here. And then it goes to the wrong corner, and then finally he gets out through this mesh in the screen. I'm like, finally, and then he gets back in. I'm like, oh, come on.
Are they poisonous or anything? Or?
I don't know. I don't think they're poisonous. They might bite because they are snakes, but no, I don't. How you doing, Hawk? Stop.
Yeah, most snakes, they just eat bugs and stuff. They're not that big a deal. They can't get their
I
mouth
saw
on you.
a YouTube video this week where a guy got bit in the dong by a snake, and I mean right on his dong, and it was a mildly venomous snake, like some kind of yellow and black looking thing, and he ended up dying from it. Yeah, and they showed him like trying to get it loose, and it wouldn't let loose, and he finally just kind of sits down there. And
what kind of videos are you watching, Putt?
it was just like people who
it was funny at first. Like, what was he doing?
It was
But
funny.
when he floofied from it, that's no longer funny. It's kind of sad now.
Yeah, it's like
It
Steve's
is sad.
News of the Weird.
I
It's
was watching like YouTubers who, got themselves killed, kind of thing.
Why do you watch that stuff?
Oh, wow.
Some of it's funny,
because your
some
life
of
is so great, you want to see other people.
I can get some of those in rotation, and I just skip over them. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that stuff either.
Or the ones that show a picture right before somebody's dead. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I've got the blocker on Facebook where I don't have to see ads and reels and stuff, but on my phone, I see them, and it's like every single reel is of some kind of car crash or something. It's just like, why? I don't want to see this stuff.
No, the Facebook, for a while, there was a rash of perfectly good cars being put into crushers. And I was like, hide reel, unfollow this fucker, the hell with him. It's just depressing.
Yeah, Tony didn't even want me. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just say back in the 80s, a friend of mine was getting me to watch The Faces of Death, and I just couldn't do it. I'm like, no, I'll go out and
that stuff.
Weren't there monkeys eating people brains or something?
it was monkeys. People eating monkey brains and that. I'm like, this is not entertaining.
Live eating live monkey.
Yeah.
Hawk Stop said I'm saving money for a 3D printer, and I don't like snakes. No, we got.
Well, I don't know if that's
friend,
a statement or a question. Hawkstop, is that a statement or a question? Because you put a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah, well, our friend Fidesco here in chat, he lives in Africa.
Where they have snakes.
And Fidesco's friend who's also lives in the same area, he sent me a picture of a snake he killed, and it is like the snakes there are so quick and dangerous and will kill you really quick. So they kill them when they see it. I'm just like, it's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah. Yep. What you really got to watch out is for hippopotamuses, because You don't think a hippopotamus can move very fast, but they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I
They're
think
faster than they look.
when you came in, Hawk Stop, I was talking about a skink that was in my porch, which is a snake with legs. We get them occasionally. Sometimes they get in the house, you have to get them out.
Mm.
They're just real skittish. They're cute. Oh, he's just saying he don't like snakes.
Oh, okay. I just didn't understand the question mark.
Oh,
I don't like spiders and
Them all.
snakes.
why not?
And that ain't what it takes, Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's
Man, that song got played to death when I was a kid.
spiders and snakes.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I think I've heard it. I haven't heard it too much. I kind of know of it.
It was one of those
Jim's-
songs they just played the crap out of for about
Jim's dead.
6 months.
Yeah,
or
they still
whatever.
play it. I hear it on the radio all the time on FM. If I listen, I don't listen to them. But I found the new enhanced version of the song that I'm like, wow, this is more stereo to it. Wow.
Spiders are in one ear and the snakes are in the other.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
exactly.
Yeah, Hot Stop
So
doesn't
give
like
that to Phil then, because Phil is the only person who notices when a song is not in stereo is Phil.
Oh yeah.
He probably has the headphones on the whole time.
I guess.
Well, I got
I can't
headphones
imagine
on
It
listening
doesn't
to
too.
occur to me. It
Steve
just
showing
doesn't.
it.
The thought doesn't occur to me.
Yeah, I'm not that anal about that stuff. Hawk Stuff said at least it wasn't a rattlesnake. You know, a long time ago, my wife was going to work at the time. My wife at the time was going to work, and there was a rattlesnake under her car,
Oh shit.
Ah,
and she wasn't going to get in her car. So I ended up walking over the hood and through the window of the car, and then ran over the snake, and it bit the tire.
Oh shit.
And it didn't kill the snake. And I felt bad. I feel bad now. I wanted to kill it. I didn't want to injure it.
yeah.
And so I ended up shooting it with the 357, and
Mm.
made me feel really bad because it just made me feel bad. I didn't, it wasn't doing anything wrong. It wasn't being aggressive.
Not yet.
Well,
Well, the
Yeah, you
rattlesnakes,
gotta
that's
do
why
it.
they
You can't have a
that's why they get the
rattlesnake.
rattle.
what?
So just I'm rattling here. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have a rattlesnake. You can't have one in your driveway. You just can't. Because it will certainly get you when you're least expecting it, So I had to do it, but yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad that it
you
took
at
that
least
many
cook it up
attempts to do
afterwards?
it.
Did you at least cook it up afterward?
I didn't think about it now.
That's just nasty.
No, it's not. People love.
Oh,
No, I
Good.
I have a deal with animals like that. I don't eat them. They don't eat me.
What, your damn, you eat rabbit food?
I won't eat rabbit either.
No, rabbit food. You just eat
Oh, rabbit
vegetables.
food. No. Well, see, I'll eat beef because a
Well,
cow's
that's a
not
cow.
violent.
That's an animal.
But they're not violent. They're not going to attack me.
Cows aren't venomous.
Unless it's a meal.
Venomous cows. That would be an interesting name for a band. Venomous cows.
Oh, I like that. Venomous-
It's like today I was trying to think of like silly comic books I could do, and different titles. And one of
venomous
them I
cow.
cracked myself up was a superhero called Ape Eater.
That's
He has
pretty
to
cool.
eat an ape to get his powers,
That's to eat an ape. That's
Yeah.
When I was younger, I came up with a superhero, and man, I'm glad I didn't go anywhere. First of all, the name was stupid. I named him Silver Bullet. I'm like, what the hell?
That's not
Where'd I get
bad.
so? Now, what is he, fighting werewolves or something?
Yeah, there was a movie, call it, with Gary Busey. That
Yeah,
it
I
was
saw
like
that
the only
movie, so-
Stephen King based movie that I actually liked. And I think it was just
It was a
because
good
of Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Played the kid's alcoholic uncle.
Yeah.
So Hawk Stop, what do you did you see the movie? Did you see I Want Her for Myself when our watch party on YouTube
Hi, baby.
a week or two ago?
Baby.
Maybe.
And I think we mentioned it before. I think you were. What were you looking at printing on the 3D printer? Something small. I think you said you were looking for smaller stuff. Because I got a big volume 3D printer, so I can make like helmets and masks and arms for cosplay and stuffs.
Yeah.
I haven't
Ooh, I'd
used
agree
it.
too.
You know, I made the gator and the tiger, and I haven't done it since. That's been like I haven't used it in about 2 years now, I guess.
Oh.
Mhm.
It'd be kind of cool to come up with. I wish I can get a 3D printer. What do they run for these days?
They're not a lot.
$1
I think I paid around $500 for mine, and mine's big volume. I mean, it's got like a 12-inch build. That's huge, or not even 12. It's more than that. It's like maybe 18-inch. I could make like a leg, like a human-sized leg in it.
Oh,
so
you can make
that's
a
a pretty
major
big.
award.
It's a pretty big printer.
No, imagine that could print like a Darth Vader costume or like the helmet and everything.
Yeah, you could print that, but you gotta be a lot better at it than me. I haven't figured it out yet. I mean, I print my gator face. You know, I've used in the cosplay. I printed it, and it's okay. But
Yeah, I've seen pictures of
I
it.
really wish I could knew somebody that really knew their way around it, how to do it right. One of my problems is the nozzles always clog.
Good old nozzles.
I got to buy new nozzles. It's just kind
Speaking
of a
of
pain.
nozzles, a friend of mine just posted a picture, a selfie that taken by Will Wheaton and Mark Hamill.
Cool.
Oh, they hang out
The
together.
two
now?
most annoying people in the known universe.
I don't know
And
about
they're
Mark
both making
Hamill, but
stupid smiley face. Like
Will Wheaton, I cannot. Oh man,
It's like a vortex of suck right there.
Oh my
What,
God,
what I
Will
don't
Wheaton
understand is there's a new
full of
movie.
himself.
Well, there's a new movie out, like The King of Kings. It's a animated movie about Jesus, and Mark Hamill is one of the main voice actors. It's like you realize he's like the most anti-Jesus person in Hollywood, and you put him in your. I don't get it.
Mark Hamill's an atheist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The hatred he spews online. How could you not be?
Yeah, I don't follow him or anything.
Well, I don't follow him either, but I always hear about him.
Yeah.
You
Now,
ought to
Will
make
Wheaton,
cosplay. You know what, Hawk? Stop. Hold your thoughts, Steve. Hawk, when you make a really good costume and a cosplay, and you go to one of these Comic Cons, you become a rock star for a weekend. It's real fun. I mean, for that one little moment in time, you can be a rock star. It's really neat. You can't go 10
the
feet
ones
without
he did
being mobbed.
Yeah, and you weren't basing it on any particular pop culture bullshit either.
Yeah, I make all of mine original. I don't base them off anything. But if that's your thing, if you want to be something that's popular, you'll still be popular there if you do a
Like
good
I'm
job
doing.
at it.
Like I will do hoodoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
cool.
got to do hoodoo. What
I've heard
do.
you say that before, Steve, and I'm waiting.
And don't worry
Well.
about being fat. I mean, does being fat stop all the Harley Quinns you see? Or
Yeah,
Batman?
And Harley
I'm a
Quinns,
fat
they go
hoodoo.
around half naked, and Steve with hoodoo, you're going to have a cape and everything. So any kind of chubbiness, no one's even going to notice that shit.
I'm a fat hoodoo. How's that for some flab? How's that for some flab?
I'm sure it'll get attention, Hawk. Stop. It's just, I will tell you one thing. The better the costume, the more cumbersome and uncomfortable it is. It's just, that's the rule. But it's
I once
fun.
saw-
It's worth it in the end.
Back in the late 90s, I'll tell you, this is when the Borg was not too well known that well. And at one of the conventions in Kansas City, some guy did a real good Borg cosplay. And he was swarmed. He just, everybody all over him.
Cool.
People liked your, there was at least one or two people, Steve, that stopped for pictures for you and not even me.
And that was just the Starfleet uniform, too. But
Yeah, well, look good.
Well, something like that, you got to own it. You know,
I do. I walk around like I'm king shit when I got.
Oh yeah, you got to own it.
You did take a shit that one time, right in the hallway.
Yeah.
Because I figured that. Well, I figured that's a Star Trek thing. Whatever he's doing.
I was just leaving my captain's log. That's all.
Kathy Coleman Hawley said you look like $1 million.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's on video when she says it.
Yeah. And Kathy even gave me a hug.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she kissed your
Huh?
Huh?
your little
Huh? What?
The
Remember,
little
I got a kid here
emblem
now.
on your shirt. Well, hello.
Oh,
She even kissed your little boy.
Did she kiss you, Joe?
No.
No, like this.
Yes.
Yes. Did Kathy Coleman kiss you?
No.
No. You know who Kathy Coleman is?
No, I
No.
wasn't envious because I got mobbed for
Oh,
pictures
you
like every
did,
10
you
feet,
did.
so it was kind of refreshing to get someone else to have to pose for the shots. Step
Yeah.
back.
You're not but a kiss.
Huh?
You're not even but a kiss.
Oh, blow a kiss.
No.
Oh.
You're not but me a kiss.
Earlier, Timmy said you looked like you were crying. The car was crying.
Ah.
Is the car still crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Timmy
Why
is crying.
If
Timmy
he
is
watches
crying.
the film,
Yeah.
he will see a car crying.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We have to watch the end of a cartoon later, tomorrow or something this weekend.
Why that?
Yeah, if you miss the film, I wonder for myself how stuff you miss some good transformations. We
Oh,
did
yeah,
get we got a couple people, at least a couple people from the Transforama crowd there. Though
Be right back.
there's at least one person that watched the whole movie and he wasn't in chat.
I watched the whole thing.
He's actually the one that came up with the idea of how Tracy, about her taking the wand from you, Steve.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
fine.
that was his idea. So I gave him a little thank you credit at the end.
Baby shark doo baby shark doo.
And Vinny, I had to give Vinny a little thank you credit because he told me years ago about an idea about giving a song to a record producer and then the record producer giving it to someone else. As he said, I think it happened to him in real life, so he thought that would be an interesting idea. And it's not exactly what happens in the movie, but they at least think that's what happened. So it's I had to give him credit for that. But I thought it was Tony's idea about the rival band taking their song. Wasn't it, Tony? Snuck off.
Yeah.
He's missing the hookers crossing the street.
I know. Leave at the best possible time. Or
Do you
worst
notice
possible.
that the Google, I hate these things. The Google, not the Google, but those, you try to get in a website and you've got to identify all the pictures that have the motor scooters or the stoplights.
Oh,
And I hate those.
yes.
And it looks
Oh, my
like
God.
every one of those is like some place where you're expecting to get shot if you don't
Mhm.
click them all at, in time.
Yeah. I skipped. I just go on to something. I was like, I only have time for this shit. I have that option to do that for the morning show website, believe it or not. I'm like, why? Why?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people, not turn them away.
I know, I hate that. Oh, I got one on you, Steve.
What's that?
I've got a bunch of websites, and Google made this thing a couple years ago where if you don't have that padlock on your website, it's called an SSL or whatever.
Yeah.
The HTTPS.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're putting things saying this website's unsafe, and they won't even let you there. I couldn't even get to I still can't get to my anything TR page, and I couldn't get to I Want Her For Myself. I had to pay GoDaddy $300 for each website just to get that stupid for a year for that stupid
Really?
padlock.
Because I got the SSL with my signed up for the website. It wasn't that much.
Well, maybe I need to go shop for someone else because it's bullshit.
Because I went through GoDaddy. That's where SteveJarrett.com and QStarFM.com are through.
Yeah, but to get the SSL for me, they want like it might be 2 years, but I think it might be 2 years, but it's it was like $300 a website. It sucks. Hot Stop asked if we're going to Comic Con. Yeah, well, there's Comic Cons in every big city now.
Yeah.
They sometimes some of them have slightly different names. I think the original Comic Con is in San Diego. I've never been to that, but I have been to Dragon Con several times in Atlanta. That was I think the second biggest in the world. And since I moved to Florida, I've only gone to it once. It's too far a drive now. I used to be only an hour and a half away from it, but now it's like 5 hours.
To where, Atlanta?
Yeah, to Dragon Con.
Is it that far from you, really?
Yeah, but Dragon Con is huge. That's like 30,000 people. It takes up at least the last time I went, it took up 7 hotels.
Wow.
It was big, and like we're in the middle of downtown, so they're the big skyscraper hotels.
Maybe.
But
Well,
Is there a boy?
now we just go to like Tampa Con and Orlando. What was it? Fanboy Convention, different things like that. Pensacon.
I don't know if I'll go to Pensacola.
I'll never go there again.
It would have to be a hell of a celebrity cast for
No,
me.
they'd have to pay me to go. I almost fell down the stairs as that robot. They ain't fun at all. Actually, there's actually a video on YouTube of a guy in a stormtrooper costume falling down the bleacher stairs.
You're in Pensacola?
No, it wasn't there. It was somewhere, and he fell all the way down the stairs with that damn thing.
Shit, I hope he's okay.
He looked okay, but he looked pretty annoyed. You know, all the pieces falling off, and he wasn't happy about it.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I've been there. I mean, I really, and that robot's a lot more cumbersome than a stormtrooper. You know, with a stilted feet.
They should take that into consideration because people have costumes on and side vision is kind of blocked.
Well, you
and-
had a bad back. They didn't take that into consideration.
Oh yeah, I know. I had paper. I had a card on my shows. I was on disability. They still wouldn't let me in the handicap. I could have really raised a
To me,
stink.
yeah, that's a lawsuit thing, or at least a fire marshal violation or something. I can't believe they've been allowed to get away. Because the first year I went there, they didn't have that. You could just go right in through the front door. For what we're talking about, Huck stuff, Pensacon is it's in an arena. And if you're not a VIP holder, if you're one of the peasants, they make you go up 3 stories to get in, just to go to the bottom floor. So you got to go all the way up and then all the way down, and it's just
through all the bleachers.
yeah.
You got to circle around and all this crap.
It's terrible. And to get to one end of the thing to another, there's this like little tunnel it's a narrow tunnel that goes all the way through. And when I was a robot, I'd have to be hunched over with my head down or hit sprinkler heads. You know,
we had to watch them so you didn't hit your head.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'd never go there again.
Yeah.
And they had a whole Clerks reunion, the Clerk movies. And I didn't even know they were there because it's like I thought all the celebrities were on the second floor, but evidently they hid them in the basement or something. It's just like bullshit. It's a shitty place to do something like that.
It's the worst place for a convention, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Have you been to MegaCon in Orlando?
Not yet.
That is a perfect place for it. I mean, one level, I think there might be something upstairs, like, I don't know, but 90% of it was all one level, and it was laid out really good. I mean, you get a good workout walking there.
Well, you know what was
without
bad
steps.
was the fanboy convention that I went to in Orlando last year,
Mm.
because it was in this big, megaplex in Orlando. It was this convention center, but it was a small town, this thing. And we parked on the wrong end, and we had to go upstairs, up the escalator, and then down, and it was just it. I'm not kidding you. It took us probably a half an hour to get from the car to the venue. It was so far.
Did you have to go through Disney to get to it?
Might as well have had to. It was it took forever, and finally on our way back, I'm like, because the elevator was closed, the down escalator. I can't be the robot and do this, so we actually found we Google mapped it, and it's like looks like there's a path here. So we went where all the golf carts went, like the side of the thing, and this little side shipping area or whatever, and we got through that way. And it's like, goodness, that was terrible.
Yeah.
But Barbara Eden was there, so that made up for it.
They need to really rethink some of these convention places that they do. 'Cause some of them are really not suited for it.
Did you know to have a vendor booth at one of those things, they cost at least $5,000?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What, to lease?
Yeah, just a vendor booth.
So you
A
just get a
vendor booth
table.
is-
Yeah, basically, they put a table out for you.
Yeah.
$5,000?
Yeah, at least.
Dana-
Because I knew a guy that in my theater group, and he had gone to that same venue, and they had like just selling stickers or something like that, and that's how much it was.
Just to sell stickers, they wanted $5,000.
Yep.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Dana's convinced, Dana is an event planner, and she uses the National Western Stock Show place as for a lot of her events, and it's pretty easy to get around there. But her like most expensive vendor tables were only like $200, and
I got blue.
Well, I guess some places are different than others, but oh man, I went to a stock show or something in Denver. It was a horse show. My big brother Mark took me there, and I was so bored. We were watching in the bleachers, watching horses and carriages going around the track and showing off the different horses. I was so bored. I might appreciate it a little more now, but a 14-year-old, if they were cars, I'd have been interested. But Huxa says, I'm thinking about using my cosplay in my own videos. What kind of videos you do? Were you the one, Huxa, that was wanting to make like stop motion stuff? Lose track after time. What kind of videos you do? You have them on YouTube? Yeah, do your cosplay costumes in your videos. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
But me dressing up and painting myself and doing all this, that's kind of just who I am. But doesn't like it, but I like it.
If I do cosplay, about the only thing I can do and get away with now is doing Ernst Blofeld, from James Bond.
You know what would be funny is if you get like some stuffed little cat, like a white.
Yep,
It would be pretty funny.
that would be.
Before or after the smokestack incident?
Well, it'd have to be before, because he died in the
Did I just give away a horrible spoiler?
Bond finally killed him for killing Teresa.
Yeah, but no, it was Tracy.
Okay.
But it was like they made him silly. I'll buy you 2 delis. Diamond plated deli. What was this? Now they're making him silly. Well, it was Roger Moore Bond. It was all silly by then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even though that movie, other than that scene, that movie was a lot more serious. It was a lot more like Majesty's Secret Service. It was, and it was the first time since our Majesty's Secret Service that Bond showed fear.
Yep.
When he was in an elevator at that ski resort and the baddies were there, and he was trying to keep his head down and not be seen. He generally looked scared shitless. And there was a similar scene in a ski resort in the Majesty's Secret Service where George Lazenby was like that. I liked that. I liked when they showed Bond a little more human. Not the new Bond where he's like crying and pissing his pants and shit. Come on.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. Huckstop actually wants to make different kinds of videos. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
He wants to make videos?
Yeah, I like making videos, but I never have anyone to do them with.
Like what kind of videos?
I don't know. When I went to college, I had these buddies and we made videos. We had a lot of fun doing it. It was mostly for a school project, but we had so much fun and we wanted to just keep doing them. I did one for work, trip hazard safety, where I was a vampire, count safety.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Did you ever see that, Steve?
Yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah, that was fun. And
Well, we could do a movie about Ape Eater. I'll be a mad scientist that injects you with something that makes you need to eat apes. And
Oh, God.
yeah, the Ape Eater.
Ape Eater, yeah. He's a superhero.
Would you be able to dress as an ape, though?
No, you're
I'm not going to dress as an ape. I'd be eating the apes.
Well, no, you wouldn't be. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
I'd be the guy that, mutated you, so you have to eat apes.
You would be Blofeld. It's like Blofeld crosses over and is in a whole different movie universe.
Yep. Uh-huh.
You have to eat all the apes. Why you do this?
We were talking about Blofeld when he with the smokestack scene.
Ah,
And how
oh,
ridiculous it was. I'll buy you a chrome-plated deli or a two diamond-plated deli. It's like, where is this coming from? All this silliness. He used to be,
The
when
funny
Telly
thing is,
Savalas
that was-
played
that
him, he
was
was
Roger
scary.
Moore's-
Do what?
That was Roger Moore's best Bond too. I mean, he could cut that crap off, but the rest of it was really good.
That's what we were talking about. I said it was the closest thing to On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah,
They even had the ski resort, and for the first time since George Lazenby, he showed fear again. You know,
Yeah.
when he was on the elevator and those baddies were on the elevator, you could see he was genuinely scared,
yeah.
keeping his head down, trying not to be seen. And I liked that. I don't want him to be a scaredy pants like Daniel Craig, but
Yeah.
it was nice showing him that he's kind of human.
It would be nice to get together with some other people and just make videos and see what we come up with. That'd be fun to do.
Yeah, Steve, that's called porn.
I would do it with clothes on. I don't know.
I don't have to have the clothes on, but it's still not porn. It's just fun.
Well, as long as you have black socks on, it's okay.
I don't gotta wear socks.
Black socks.
That's an even better idea.
That's one of our precious moments when Steve put his foot up and had black socks and shorts, and Tony says, "Who wears black socks and shorts? Were you in a 50s porno?"
That's all I ever wear is shorts and black socks.
Never wear socks. Well, in the
I'm
winter,
having
I
one
have.
now.
I
Socks. I got
kind of
big
do in the
woolly-
winter when I have to because it does get
Yeah,
cold.
well, I got woolly socks I wear when I'm riding my bike.
I'm not wearing socks now. I wear sandals now.
I don't wear shoes in the house. That's
Yeah.
got into that habit in Hawaii because the Japanese people don't wear their shoes in the house. So they leave them all lined up in front of the door,
Yeah.
and which doesn't work too well if you got a dog. So you got to figure out
Right.
a better place for them.
Well, I
Well, we
wear
had- We had Tessa, the Chihuahua that just passed recently, and she was so old that she couldn't make it outside. So that's why I wore shoes so I didn't step in anything.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
she had
if you don't
accidents.
wear, if you step in dog poop in your shoes, you got to hose it out of the treads and everything.
Yeah, but at least I don't got to wash it off my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I normally don't even wear shoes in the outside.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I do.
but yeah, when Lucy was teething when she was a puppy, she ate all the shoes and sandals. But
Yeah.
they don't anymore. I can just leave shoes anywhere in the house; they're fine with them. But she ate my Greek tailor fitted sandals, my Greek ones. She ate one of those. I don't know what to do with it because she mostly ate part of the sole. I think I could maybe find a leather or sandal maker to put make a new sole for it.
Yeah.
Have you ever used your cosplay in videos, like making movies with your cosplay? Trying
I
to
wanted
think.
to.
Well, I made a couple of PSAs for recycling as Recycle Michael, where I play a green elf. And trying to think.
It'd be fun to do a video with you in your robot costume. That'd be some fun to try and do.
I think it would be. I'm trying to think what videos I've made that are PG with the cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
I've done BabbleGab. I've been in costume with usually our Halloween BabbleGab is our tradition. I'll be in a different cosplay.
Yeah, I saw a little bit too much of that.
Oh, that was just last year.
Oh, yeah.
That was every 9 years. It looks like you'll have to put up with that. But 9 years from now, I'll probably be like 110. So I wouldn't even. Yeah.
Well, next Halloween, I'm going to go as a naked Vulcan. How's that?
73.
I'll go as a naked Vulcan.
64 is bad enough. I can't imagine being 73. And then 9 years from now, I'll be 82. Criminy.
I'm trying
Jeez.
to think of it's. Don't think about that stuff, Tony. It'll be. I'm trying to think of if I made. I made a movie as a vampire for the PSA. It's her all PSA safety videos and recycle videos and stuff. It seems like I don't know if I've. I'd like to dress up and do videos.
Be fun.
Be fun. I like my gator costumes. One of my favorite, Florida Man. I'd like to do something as Florida Man.
Yeah.
I've got a video on YouTube of my draconian costume, but it's more of a montage of pictures and videos from Dragon Con, but it's not really like a live action video with a plot or anything.
Believe it or not, I would like to do other videos other than Star Trek. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
it'd be fun to expand and try new things.
Well, I got an acre
I'm
of
mostly
land. It looks
okay.
like a forest, like a jungle in the back. And you know what?
I don't know what we do.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Forget-
mostly okay. Stop. It's just I get old. Because I've never been this old before, so I'm still getting used to it.
You're only what, a couple years older than me? I'm 62.
Yeah, 64.
Mm.
Yeah, we're about. Well, I mean, we're technically only because I was born in 61. You were born in 62, but I was born in March and you were born in December, so it's like
Yeah.
almost 2 years.
Boy, I'm the baby of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the baby bunch.
Yeah, the baby bunch.
How old is Putt?
One.
Or he's not gonna, or is that top secret?
It's like mom's the word. Or mom's the word. Mom's the
Mom's
word.
the- You ain't gonna say.
What are you, 57?
She has sound turned down, probably.
Putt, are you alive?
I'm alive. Sorry.
Okay, how old are you?
Oh, I think I'm 56.
56. Okay.
Because
So
you were born in
it's-
67,
So it's Tony, me, then Putt.
I was born in 67,
which
so I
is
don't know how old that makes me.
really you can't add and subtract.
Not at that age.
That should make you about 58, shouldn't it?
Well, if he's at his birthday, I don't know when Putt's birthday. You know, I don't know what your
October.
birthday is.
I don't keep track of my own birthday, let alone everybody else's.
Well, yours is easy.
It's the first day of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 days before my before
I
my
thought
dad's
yours was the
birthday.
last page of something. Anyway, go ahead. Putt has
Putt
to
doesn't know
look
what
it
his
up.
birthday is.
Trying to-
He has to look it up.
I forget.
Check your driver's license.
Ask Jennifer. She might know.
I think she does.
I never know you noticed your glasses, Tony, how round they are.
Yeah,
That's why I
noticed that.
chose them. I wanted to try out round glasses.
What do you normally wear, Tony?
Well, it's either these or these.
Oh, I've seen you in those.
Okay. I don't know.
The round ones make it positively goofy.
I like the round ones. They're very retro.
No, they're good.
Yeah,
They're
I
cool.
think it goes with everything else. You know, it goes with the whole. You know,
Yeah, I like those.
because didn't Burl Ives, you know, when he was the snowman, didn't he have round glasses?
Oh yeah.
So did the Peeper
they're-
guy from Mad World, where Jonathan Winters broke his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, Lisa, my 9-year-old granddaughter on the way home from school, she was whining so bad. She literally sounded like Jan Brady. I wanted to say something, but she was already a pissed off mood. And she wouldn't know who Jan Brady was anyway.
Did Cindy smack her?
That would have been nice.
Didn't that happen in Mike Apology None movie?
Yeah.
Cindy Smack. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's so Hawkstop, I think that's my problem, is not a problem, but if I want to become something or something like that, cosplay, and do it in a movie, I do it in my animations.
Ah.
So if
57, guys.
you're 57,
Huh?
well, happy birthday.
No, not today. In October, I'll be 58.
October. Okay.
Yeah, I was right. I have 58.
Oh, my brother Patrick's birthday is in October.
Cool.
October what?
16.
My mother was October 25th.
Ah.
Oh, cool.
Darren's birthday is November 7th, and our tradition when we were growing up is it would be Darren's birthday / Halloween costume party.
Ah.
And I'm assuming, I don't know if the kids had to dress up again for his birthday or if he just had his party kind of early on Halloween. I don't know how it went, but it was always like every time Darren had that birthday cake in the pictures, everybody was dressed up and I was Mickey Mouse or whatever.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't nope. Any pictures of myself in Halloween costume? That's weird.
Really? I don't have much when I was a kid. My My mom, she loved Halloween, but she was pretty lame in the costume department. I think most parents were back then. They get getting you
Yeah.
the one from Kmart that's like a schmuck in this plastic thing that you can't
Yeah.
breathe in.
Yep.
Yeah, my mom was pretty lame with Halloween costumes
All our
too.
moms were. And
My
I
best
think I
was a
rep-
Batman costume. My mom made that up for me and used a baseball cap and turned it into a cowl. It was my brother's baseball cap, and he was pissed off.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I used to take. I wanted to be Robin the Boy Wonder. So you know these hair bands that women wear. I took those and poked holes in them.
There you go.
My mother was so mad.
I saw a Treble Clef picture that I forgot about,
Ah,
where we all had Batman masks on. We always like had different weird hats or different weird things on. I'm making a photo album of all the whole history of Treble Clef.
Nice.
Isn't
Cool.
that nice?
yeah.
Very nice.
Got to have a Trouble Clef reunion tour.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like it'll be just as successful as any of our other shows.
Yeah, all these houses look screwed up. It's like the roofs are all to hell.
It looks like they're made out of Adobe straw.
What?
Yeah. Original drunkard. Maybe that's why everybody got drunk in the whole town and just let it go to pot.
There was a film festival I was going to submit to. It was called Pottsville. And all I could think of was Potter's Field or
Right.
Potterville or whatever from Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Like if I go there, is it going to have like a lot of neon signs and hookers and stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I'll try to make it quick.
Oh, Steve. Seth says, "Do I need to lose weight?"
Can't see you, so it's hard to.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
It does.
You might be 115 pounds. I would say if you're 115 pounds and you're 6 foot tall, then maybe you wouldn't need to lose weight. If you're fat and you're gonna cosplay as Jack Black, then you probably wouldn't need to lose weight.
Yeah.
Graham. Weird car. Okay, let's see.
I was gonna try to
Bear.
cosplay as a car.
Yeah.
I just, you don't want to talk about cumbersome. Good grief. Imagine- I would like. I think it would be fun. I tried it once. You'd see it on one of my YouTube videos. One of my most unsuccessful costumes was when I was a car. That lasted. Did a video photo shoot the night before Halloween, and I crashed, and that was it. And that was all that work. At least it was on video. That's all I
Yeah,
can
there you
say. All the hookers.
Lots of them.
That's Hooker Hill.
Yeah.
Did Tony say Grimm? Like Grimm's brothers? Grimm, I guess?
I don't know. I am pretty grim, but I don't think I said it.
Have to catch it in the rerun.
It worked in rehearsal.
You know, sometimes we're funny. Sometimes we put a lot of effort in these shows.
Yeah.
Pud hasn't been feeling well, so I haven't been putting a lot of load on him.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't load them up.
Well, I gotta take a second, so I'll be right back.
All right, take your second. You may have 2 seconds for you and your gallant crew.
Oh, I know you've seen this hot stop. This is one of my cosplays.
Ah. Yeah, that's the
That's
what's
pretty
it called? A
cool.
drow.
Yep. The Dark Elves.
I don't
The Drow.
I don't consider this to be a cosplay. I was like, I guess it was. I mean, this guy over here with his bellhop outfit. That was amazing. But I was just being me on the Queen Mary. I think that's about 07.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard the term cosplay back then.
Yeah. It's a newer term, sir, but it checks out.
Yeah. That's the thing. If I was going to do that again, well, I could, just keep the hair and just, I would have to go kind of 1890s when guys had like long hair.
Yeah. You could be Scrooge.
Yeah, he had kind of long hair
Yeah.
because he was too cheap to get a haircut.
I haven't had a haircut since my stroke.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years for me. There we go. See, there's a proper topper. Same hat too. Amazing. Still
Cool.
don't have the suit anymore, but I got the hat. And well, it depends on what kind of, you mean like a demon from hell or a Dodge demon? Because
Who are
they
you
could
talking
both be
to?
the same thing. Yeah, I'll just bet.
I'm back.
Yay.
I was trying to think of cosplay and like Martha Quinn. All the girls try to go as Martha Quinn.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, from MTV.
Yeah.
We all had a crush on her back then. I
She was
remember
cute,
that.
wasn't she? She was
Very.
like, WKRP. Lonnie Anderson wasn't, to me, she wasn't the hot one. It was the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jan Smithers. Cute as a button.
He says, I wonder if I could, you probably read this. I'm just trying to read. I wonder if I could cosplay as a demon. Vicky said she cut your. What are you talking about? Vicky said what? To who?
For some reason, Steve always has to like put it in the chat instead of
I don't know what he's talking about or she's talking about.
well, I was talking about getting a haircut. But even though if I wanted to like be a 1940s guy again.
I like you with longer hair, Tony. It doesn't have to be down to your feet, but I do like it. At least when it started looking Ben Franklin length, I wouldn't go any further back than that. But it's your hair, whatever you want to do with it.
Well, the problem is if you get like a fade or something like that, then you got to get it trimmed every 5 minutes because it just grows out. But
you
I don't know,
definitely, I mean, you can only see it from the neck up, but it makes you look thinner, the longer hair.
yeah, well, I am a little bit, but
Yeah, I had the opposite problem. Since I was skinny as a beanpole, and because I was 6'1", 6'2" when I was 24 and about 145 pounds.
oh yeah.
And so I started taking weight gain shakes, and I started working out, and I gained 40 pounds in 6 months.
Wow.
Wow.
Never in my life before. I looked like a different person. And I had grown kind of a beard, and when I went to my dad's funeral in Missouri, my cousin was like, that beard really makes you look like more full. Like, and Darren's like, well, it also 40 pounds he gained. it's like, but it was nice. People were starting to say I look like Brad Pitt and all this because I'd never gotten any compliment before that when I was skinny. But then I got, I think I got sick or something, and then kind of just started going to my belly because you really got to keep it up.
Yeah.
A demon from hell, huh? If that's what you want to do.
Well, my
Yeah.
favorite comic book back in the old days was Hot Stuff. It was one of the Harvey comics, and he was a
Yeah.
little devil, but he wasn't satanic or anything. He was just all red and had a pitchfork. We didn't really think of being satanic.
Yep.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm pretty. I mean, I'm Christian. I'm very religious, and I don't have a problem with somebody dressing as a devil, demon, or whatever. It's as long as it's in good fun, and as long as I mean, I don't consider that blasphemy. It's just dress up. But some of those, like the award,
a lot of fundamentalist Christians don't like Halloween. Go, oh, everybody dresses. Yeah, but you're mocking, evil. You're not like being evil. You're
right,
mocking.
right, exactly. Because actually, evil doesn't dress like that or look like that. Evil is it kind of the opposite.
Right.
Yeah, they dress to fit in.
Yeah.
If you want good ideas for a demon, hot stuff, watch the first season of the Evil Dead series. It's a few years old, but it's got Bruce Campbell in it, and he encounters several demons in that are pretty well done.
Well, he's as entertaining as hell in anything he's in.
Yeah,
those are good. I only saw the third one, that Army of Darkness. I really enjoyed it. But,
that was funny as hell.
Babylon B has a YouTube video. It was after, I'm not getting political, but it was after the Orange Man won last November, and they had Satan. They had the devil's response to it, and he was in his car crying with his camera on, like these people. He's like,
yeah,
I just want to kill the babies. I just want to kill the babies. It was, but he looked good. So I don't know. Look at him. He had all the red body paint and the contacts and the horns.
We miss you all the time, Steve.
There was when I was cosplaying as a Draconian, I was in a contest. I got first prize. I think I won $500 at the Jacksonville Landing on the river there. And the guy that got second was a devil. And he was shirtless and kind of buffed and tall. He had these stilted feet, I guess like the goat feet. And he had the horns on his head, and that he looked good, had the chin. Boy, he just went he was all red. And I looked at him like, boy, that, we're on stage, with the, posing for our prize. I'm like, that looks uncomfortable. He's like, you don't even know. But there's one guy that even has him beat. It was at a different contest I was in. There was a guy that there's a guy called Pinhead from a movie.
Yeah.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
Hellraiser. So this guy had a bald head, and he super glued nails all around his head. I'm like, oh my God. And he was the same way. I'm just like, that is impressive. How did you get those nails? Like, I super glued them. I'm like, ah. I would have been afraid of bumping into him. You bump
had to sneeze and you forgot that you had all that shit.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it. I know I've got pictures. I've got to show pictures of this guy. Goodness, wow! Don't do that, Hawk. Stop. He says, I was thinking about a game called Diablo 3. I only do car video games, as you can see by looking at me. I'd like BeamNG Drive is the only game I play now. Sandbox games where you just get to crash cars and blow off a little steam.
If I take it to about there.
I haven't really gotten into game. I played WoW probably 15 years ago with some coworkers for just a little while, and that was really the last time I played anything other than. No. I was actually getting a job as a video game tester.
Oh.
And that was when I first moved to Colorado, and my brother Darren, we remote played each other video games because he wanted to get my thumbs working and get used to video games. So we did a lot of racing like Forza, but we also did Borderlands. And I think we went through the whole Borderlands game. And it wasn't my cup of tea, but I liked hanging out with Darren. It was fun hanging out with him and doing this stuff. So it was okay.
Who was into World of Warcraft was Michael Nesmith.
Oh,
Well, that doesn't surprise me since Michael Nesmith had his own 3D video ranch, Second Life kind of platform.
Mhm.
Cockstop Michael Nesmith was one of the monkeys from the '60s band TV show, and he had his own like Second Life that we used to hang out in called Video Ranch, and they had live concerts there, and you had all these figures. You could sometimes, me, so I wasn't always a human. Sometimes I was a floating television or different things, but there were a couple different things you could be, but it was a fun place to hang out, on the weekends. You don't have to retract your comments, Hotstop, because we always say things we regret, and then they're just stuck here. So
Yeah.
yep.
We miss you, Steve. Now start talking.
Steve's got the red shirt, so he's a target now.
Yeah. We always
Is
have.
that what it is?
I think the idea of a red Enterprise is interesting. Because I was thinking the other day, I think we talked about this before several times, was that, okay, I understand Star Wars, they wanted the ships and everything to be kind of lived in, and that's fine, but did they have to look like the back of a New Jersey subway, not even a subway station, but like a trash truck station? It's just like, what? They all look like nasty trash trucks with boogers hanging out the side and barf, and what the hell was all that?
Well, in the original series, when they made the Enterprise white, their original plan was to have it like kind of reflect the color of whatever planet they were near,
Yeah.
orbiting. So like, you might have the Enterprise might look kind of blue one week and might look kind of red the next week, or kind of orange the week after that, because it was reflecting the light. But they were going to do that, but it turned out to be, of course, too expensive. So they just left the ship that kind of, the white.
The white is so tiring. At least make it that glow in the dark green or something. No, don't be sorry, Hotstop. I'm just saying, there's no reason to we speak our mind and we speak off the cuff here.
Yeah.
No, we talked about this before. The Batmobile, the 1954 Lincoln Futura.
Mm-hmm.
When they originally made that car, the paint job had thousands of fish sacrifice their lives for its paint job. It was all fish scales mixed in with the paint, and it had a brilliant effect. I don't know. Hopefully they ate the fish, but anyway, the fish scales. So it's like and there's not a picture that can recreate it, but they said when you saw the car live, it was just automatically like every different color. It was like a rainbow.
Yeah.
So the original Lincoln Futura was like the hue of it was amazing looking, and they couldn't capture it in a photo. But the rest is history. Ford was gonna junk it, and Barris bought it for $1 just so they wouldn't junk it, and he ended up using it for the Batmobile. But it's an interesting. They painted it before that. It was painted red for some teeny bopper movie.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is also with Star Trek, in the 60s, all the spacecraft, the real spacecraft, were all white. The Apollos, well, the Mercuries, I think, were black. But after that, the Apollos and everything were all white.
But our spacecraft had to enter the atmosphere. Theirs didn't.
Yeah.
There's, and I hate the prequels for Star Wars, but at least they gave that one. They had that one chrome spaceship. It's like it's about effing time that they made one look pretty. For gosh dang, could you imagine if the Y-wings were like a bright red? That would have been beautiful.
Yeah,
they made them so dingy and gross looking. At least the Empire could take care of their. I guess they used everybody's tax money they exploited, but at least their TIE fighters and their suits were shiny and nice looking.
Well, you notice that Darth, I think he was like really shiny in The Empire Strikes Back, and then all dull and dingy for the third movie.
Oh, he'd let himself go by then. He had a lot of drugs.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't even look like a hard-boiled egg, in the first Star Wars. He was like a handsome kind of Kirk Douglas in the 50s kind of guy, and then he got on smack and meth and
Yep.
what's
and,
that stuff that's China's giving us now? Fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yep.
But well, I always love that bit at the end of Star Wars where good old C-3PO, he was all beat to crap, and the final scene they shined him all up.
Did they give him a
Yep.
gold leg?
No, I
No,
don't think so.
He's always had that silver leg.
Yeah,
Was he
they had him all
gold or
shined
was
up.
he brass?
He still had a dent. He still had a dent in him, but at least he was all shiny for that.
I don't know. He's supposed to be gold color, but
Yeah. I have
Well,
trouble. Sometimes
they patterned him after the Oscar.
Do what? Did they? Did they
Yeah.
really?
Yep.
There's a little bit of trouble just differentiating gold from brass. Gold's a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
A little bit more, I guess, a little bit more brown.
That's a little more orange. Well, like brass is kind of orange too.
The guy that was in the White House now, he's like put a lot of gold things in like the Oval Office and stuff, and he was saying that even to this day and age, they can't make a paint that can imitate the what gold looks like. I could kind of concur. I painted a fan. I painted it today, a white fan that Deborah Milstein bought me because she was hot. So she bought this fan from Target, and it's a white. I'm like, part of me wants to say thanks, and part of me wants to say, wow, a white fan, that'll be really fun to clean. It's a floor fan. And finally today I painted it copper with the hammered copper. And it doesn't look copper. It doesn't look as shiny as it should. It's okay. It's going to be better than white because a fan is automatic dirt dust magnet. It attracts all the dust from the Sahara Desert and everywhere.
Yellow after a while.
Yeah. So it looks better than it did, but it's really hard to find a metallic paint that actually looks real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Body paint's a different thing, but that's not permanent. Where'd our friend Hawkstop go? You still there?
Probably chased him away.
I didn't chase him away. You did. Let's get Steve. He chases away everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He won't like it. Hey, Steve.
What's on your shirt, Steve? Every shirt you have says something.
Yeah, it says, I think I've worn this before.
Oh, okay.
Kansas City Cheeks.
Cheaps?
Yep.
Sheeps or Cheaps? Kansas City Cheaps?
Yeah, the sheep. Dirty
Kansas City
deeds done with sheep.
Chiefs. Bah.
What's with this thing with the Chiefs and Taylor Swift and that they're rigging the Chiefs Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift or what the hell's all that?
I think she's going out with like one of the three quarterback or whatever the hell it is. I don't know.
But what's that have to do with like the whole game being rigged and all this stuff? They're saying that the game. Have you heard that, Steve? They're saying that.
I've heard a thing about them.
Another cosplay I want to do is a Jedi humanoid dinosaur. Is there such a thing, or are you making that up?
Trying to think if I can remember one. It's a reptile.
It sounds like something a Transforama fan would make up.
Yeah,
which is fine. Yeah. I'm not much into Star Wars or Jedis, but I think I dig dinosaur. In fact, I'd really like to turn Rob into a baby dinosaur.
But you could be a reptile dysfunction.
Yeah,
that's not easy. I mean, that's not hard, is what I'm saying.
That's what she said.
No, Gracie said one of the funniest things. This is 20 years ago when we were together. I said, baby, what's a reptile misfunction? She says it's when you have a problem with your snake.
No, she said that on the wrong channel.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got it on record, Steve.
Yeah.
That the wrong channel of the chat room suspects.
I think it was it
had them in the chicken shit show.
Yeah, because those.
She actually was on there as Tracy. For a while.
Jerry back then, yeah.
Very true. I don't want to confuse people. more than they need to be.
Well,
no, if Oxtop if he knows Apology None and Transforama, he knows that she used to be called Terry Trell, Teri. I am glad I changed her name when I did. I wish I'd have done it earlier, but what can you do?
Well, my opinion, you know that one, but.
Oh, you like that one joke where Rob says, "Get the Terrys."
Yeah.
But the joke's
Not just
already
that.
the joke's already been done, and it's still funny because it's relevant.
Not just that. It just seemed cool. Both. I mean, it's possible for people to have the same name. I had a best friend named Steve.
Yeah, but the thing is when Apology None started, it was just supposed to be a comic strip, and you would be able to see the difference in their spelling. And also,
people aren't stupid,
And also, there are 2 Terrys in Monty Python, and I didn't even think about that at the time. So people would think, "Oh, he's just copying Monty Python, having 2 Terrys in the band."
Yeah, but who knows?
I don't think anybody even thinks about Monty Python anymore. That's like a past generation thing now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't care about that. I mean, pop culture is in the crapper anyway. I mean, it's been a wasteland since I think 04.
Well, I know. I can't worry about people comparing me to stuff. Is all I'm trying to say. I shouldn't worry about that anyway.
You know what's weird is when I was a kid, I watched so much stuff that was way before my time. I mean, freaking Bugs Bunny's from the 40s, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner from the 50s. Before I was born, I loved them. It wasn't. Oh, that's so old.
I introduced
Damn Stooges, and that's from the 30s.
Yeah, I introduced my grandson a few months ago to the Roadrunner. He sat and glued and watched it.
Oh, hell yeah!
All of us kids. It's violence and slapstick is the universal language. All of us kids enjoyed it. I mean, there were some, even when I was growing up, a little kid watching Bugs Bunny, there were certain things I didn't get, and I wasn't supposed to because. I mean, what was it? Al Jolson doing the mammy. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I knew it was some homage to some Hollywood people that probably dead by then when I even watched it.
Yeah.
Like Tom and Jerry. Yeah, we all watched Tom and Jerry. I was impressed with the animation of Tom and Jerry, the detail they went into the living rooms and with the outlets and the plugs, just all the different things they did. And
yeah,
I think I use that in my films too, that influence. But I didn't like it that Tom was always minding his own business and Jerry would smack the shit out of him when he's sleeping. And it's like all of a sudden the cat's the baddie now.
Mm.
It's like he was minding his own. And what was it? Itchy and Scratchy and Simpsons, they really honed in on that.
Yeah.
Trope.
Like my favorite was Jinxie and Bixie and Dixie. I hate Mises to pieces.
Pretty good, Steve. Let's hear you do a Casey. I always like him when you do your impressions.
You got to figure out how to do Shaggy from Scooby Doo because Casey Kasem actually voiced him.
And I can't do Shaggy for some reason.
I can on a blue moon, Like Zoink School. I think we found the marijuana farm. A little bit.
That sounded like Steinfeld.
Well, it sounded like Shaggy at first.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I mean, he did also the voice of Robin the Boy Wonder, and that's like, right, Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wait. Hey, Batman. Hey, Batman. What are you doing over there?
I just went to the candy machine. It was like the candy was on sale, and I put in a quarter, and I realized it wasn't on sale at all. It was just a vending machine.
Hey, Batman, would you I thought we were going to work on an album today, not fight crime and all that stuff.
I thought we would do both.
John
That's why I dressed Yoko up like the Joker. See?
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I got to see that one where Chad and Jeremy were on Batman.
Were they? I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it was a Catwoman episode with Julie Newmar, and there was another minor character who was played by Jay Sebring, who was one of the victims of the Manson murders in '69.
Oh wow,
It was a very famous episode.
Yeah,
And I
he
think
said,
Leslie Gore
"Please
was on
lock
it.
me away," and they did.
Yeah, and Leslie Gore was on there as one of Catwoman's hinge cat chicks.
Speaking of Leslie Gore, and if you're watching this, Leslie, you know we love
She's
you.
dead.
But
She's gone.
did you notice that most of those mid-60s, or not even mid-60s, but just those 60s female singers were all very kind of homely or plain Jane? It's like
I think there was
Dusty
they
Dusty
really-
Springfield,
because they
Skeeter
wanted-
Davis.
They didn't want to chase away the teeny boppers by being too good looking.
Yeah, but I mean,
Was
really,
Leslie Gore-
I mean, Skeeter Davis had a beautiful voice, and so I mean, Leslie Gore, and Lulu. I mean, all of these women that. What was the one that did Downtown?
Petula Clark.
Petula Clark. All of them were kind of. They weren't nasty looking, but they were just very like plain Jane, borderline homely. All of them were.
Didn't Leslie Gore appear on the Batman where she
Right, we were talking
like
about.
scratched Robin on the neck and he became Catwoman's slave or something?
Yeah, they were trying.
That's a-
And what's funny, we were talking about Michelle Phillips earlier. Somebody posted a picture of Michelle Phillips, which I guess is a recent picture, and she's 80 years old now, and she looks like she hadn't done the plastic surgery bull crap
Yeah, there's some. It's interesting.
because she doesn't look like a space alien.
Yeah, well, there's some where she looks like she's like a candid thing of her getting the mail, and she looks kind of like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies, which I mean, not barely, but from Sylvester and Tweety, which is kind of what you'd expect from an 80-year-old. And it's okay. It's like okay, her age, but there's one she looks splotchy and she looks horrible, and I think it's AI. AI has this thing. They did it to Barbara Eden on Facebook. They make them look like 140.
Yeah.
And it's like, and a lot of people said Barbara Eden doesn't look like that, and I had to comment too. It's like, and I showed a picture of me with her last September. I'm like, she looks nothing like that. This is AI bullshit. It's like she's 93 years old and looks very good for 93. Why would the hell would you do something artificial and make her look older than she is? You make me sick.
Oh, they're doing that with a lot, like artists, celebrities who've passed away. Like I saw one they did with Elvis and a couple others that had passed away, of what they would look like had they lived. I think, John Lennon was one of them.
Well, it's one thing if I don't like AI at all, but if they say, what would he look like? That's one thing. But when they just put a picture up of a celebrity who's older and make them look purposely like they're a damn mummy, it pisses me off.
They're trying to get clickbait on a lot of them.
It's just hugely disrespectful.
But if you want to know what Elvis would look like older, just watch Bubba Hotep, the Bruce Campbell.
Heard of that?
What? Is Elvis on there?
You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that. It's fun. That is fun. Anything with Bruce Campbell's fun. And it's
Well, if we ever do movie parties again, Tony, you'll have to show me that because I won't even remember. But I've heard of it. Huckstop says, I hope the AI will do the same thing like in the Terminator. It will. It'll kill us all eventually.
yeah, there you go.
I think Tony and us will probably be floofied anyway by that time. But I don't know. It's progressing pretty quick. Did you see there's video of this Chinese or whatever, this robot goes berserk and starts trying to kill the guy. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
can imagine it.
That's gonna happen pretty soon.
Was it a real thing? Or a
Yeah,
story?
yeah, and the robot's on sale. It's like $90,000. You can buy this robot to kick your ass and try to kill you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It said it was just like a minor coding problem. The damn thing was
Yeah.
like, it's
It's
scary.
like getting married. It's like getting married.
Mhm.
Hey guys, I'm going to take off. I mean, about hit my
Yeah.
limit tonight. So
I got about 20 minutes left in me.
Well, we got 20 minutes left in the show. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Putt.
Yeah, thanks, Bud. I'm glad you
it's
were
good
able to
be
make
back.
it.
I'll be talking to you guys soon.
Yeah, get some rest, man.
Great to see
All
you,
right.
and I'll try to send you a link again for the film so you can try to see it.
Okay.
I mean, you're one of the main characters, for God's sake.
Yeah. Just take care of yourself, man.
Take care, Putt.
I will. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Well, I'm glad we
All
could
right,
see him here because
Gotcha, get your butt in here.
yeah,
I
come
know
here,
you're
butt.
looking
God,
at it.
yeah, come here, butt. No, I'm not going to make fun of him because he saved the show last week, Steve.
Oh hell yeah! No, that was the
Well,
best.
don't blame
thing
me.
because he had a trivia book, And it was just enough
Hawkstop's
in it.
gonna
You didn't
go.
have to
Okay,
do-
we'll
it
see you,
wasn't just
Hawkstop. Thanks for. Hang on, Tony. Thanks for stopping by, Hawkstop.
Yeah,
Did we hurt
yeah.
your feelings? Didn't
Probably
mean
not.
to. If AI is your thing, then go for it.
Oh, did he get upset? Sorry.
I don't know. I think AI is scary, and I think it'll be the end of us and civilization. But that's kind of what he said in Terminator that he
Yeah.
liked. I don't know.
Yeah. Is
I'm
that
not
what he
here to
wants?
judge.
Some people just want to just.
He wants the
say,
AIs to do what they did in Terminator in real life?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
Well, this
sounded like
world
it.
is so effed up that a lot
Well-
of people say just drop the bomb already.
Well, people have their own opinion, I suppose.
Yeah, I respect people's opinion. Is that the ramp and It's a Mad World?
Yep, California incline.
I think I would like to go up that if it still exists.
Oh, it does. It does.
Was it?
It's
Where's
part
that
of,
at?
if you take the 10 freeway, if you just get on the 10, over in Jack's, and just keep going and going and going and going and going, then it ends up turning into Pacific Coast Highway, and you take
Okay.
that to Pacific Coast Highway.
Is that route
10.
Oh gosh, I was on that route.
Well,
But
so
not
I'd
on that
probably
stretch.
been there because I did drive to Santa Monica,
Yeah.
and stuffs. I had
Are
the
18-wheelers
gayest
allowed
car
on there?
that they rented me. What?
Are 18-wheelers allowed on that? Because I might have been there.
Yeah, it's part of the regular. It's a regular road. It's not like it's not restricted. Because the 10, the freeway ends and then it does that and it goes go through a tunnel and you go down there and you go on the Pacific Coast Highway.
Okay. Yeah.
There's an airplane.
Yep.
I forget where it was, but one night it got late and I was on that highway. I forget where it was. We spent the night there in the truck.
Ah. Remember the rest
That's when I was still a trainee and had a trainer with me.
Did you have sex?
Did you have a cap on it?
I saw Convoy. It was there. Had
Why's
some
everything got to be dirty for you?
You remember Convoy with that damn lot lizard? She was so nasty.
I never saw all the way Convoy all the way through.
Oh, it's a good movie. It's a classic.
I just don't like Chris Christopherson that much.
Why not?
Oh,
There's something about him.
he's
I'm
always
not-
said nice things about you.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's on him.
I'm not a big fan of him, but I like the movie. And Ernest Borgnine was really good in it. Hey, Steve, speaking of celebrities on our show, what's the Wesley update? What's going on?
No clue.
Do I have to take over and invite Wesley?
Probably.
You had this, Steve. Don't hide. You had this, Steve. Look at
Doing
me.
what I can.
Look at me.
Doing what I can.
No, you're not. You forgot, or you've been procrastinating. Just admit it. It's fine. Just say it. You procrastinated and forgot. It's okay.
The three of
We
us.
just need to move forward from this and get him on here. Come on. What are you doing? What's he doing? Interesting complex.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, car dealers were like on the strip, and all the new cars are just parked right out in the road.
Yeah. Well, depending on, the new Oldsmobiles were in early this year, but sometimes they're behind glass and sometimes they just.
Well,
leave
yeah, I
them
think
out.
they had a showroom or something, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like it is now where they got like a parking lot. I'm glad we had Hawkstop, or we'd had nobody.
Yeah.
The Wendy Wenshaw did say that she was going to be doing like church things the next couple of weeks.
Oh.
What's she doing? Ooh. Which was that car? That. Ooh. Sexy. Not a sexy car, but she's sexy.
Yeah.
She'd make me feel like a sexy car.
Ah.
Oh, she's gone. No, I don't know if I'd want to be that. That looks more like a clown car. The Subarus, it's a clown car. Yeah. With her, yeah, it'd be a clown car. That's fine.
It almost has an engine.
I think the yellow just makes it look even more goofy, though.
Yeah, like a
Look,
Tweety
it's got a
bird.
toilet seat. What are you doing?
I
Why are
think
the
there's an
tail
engine
lights
under
so
all that
high
crap.
up? Because the car's only 3 feet tall. Is probably why.
Yeah, pretty much. I saw one of those going down the freeway once, and the driver looked exactly like Lyndon Johnson. Had the big bulb nose. I don't know what the hell it was doing on the freeway. Those things can only go about 50 miles an hour.
There's a guy at church that looks like him.
Oh my god!
I keep looking at him. I'm like, it's the mayor. It's the mayor. But he's really nice. I've talked to him before. He doesn't act like the
Like the real
president or the mayor.
Johnson.
He doesn't whip his dick out in the middle of the service.
Or pull dogs up by the ears.
That's terrible. I haven't even like Googled that. I mean, I know I've seen it before. The Bible talks about that. I don't know which passage was, but they were talking about some evil son of a bitch. He's a type of person that would grab a passing dog by its ears.
Yeah.
Because usually the Bible has nothing good to say about dogs, and that's like an exception. The Bible kind of treats dogs kind of like they're human, but they're the lowest form of humans.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't it kind of?
A little bit.
Steve, what are you doing?
He'll never tell you.
Just looking.
Looking at what?
So I'm making a new Transforama. It's for Terry.
Ah.
Speaking of yellow, it's a lemon transformation.
Ah.
I just need something quick. And believe me, when I'm making this, I'm so over it. I'm really not wanting to do animation right now. After all that. Car looks almost like a robot. It almost looks like my robot, kind of. But I'm prettier than that, my robot. Not prettier than her, but that is a nice dashboard. That's a sexy dashboard for such a
Yeah.
dirty little
Well, it's
car.
French. They always have a lot of style.
My dad had one of those.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he did. He had like a early '60s or something Renault. He said. Not when I knew him. Not when I met my dad. What are you doing, Steve?
He'll never answer you.
He did this a couple weeks ago. He sits back in his chair and won't talk to us. What's going on?
Yeah.
No clue.
But then what do you do? Why are you facing away from the camera?
Trying to find the microphone button.
Oh,
Well, it's on because we can hear you.
Yeah, your microphone's working fine.
Steve, I'm not yelling at you about Wesley. I just want to get the ball rolling. If you don't want to do it, just let me know and I'll try to. But he only responds to you. He doesn't respond to me.
Well, the best time to talk about it is off the air.
Okay, talking about something else then.
That's almost pornographic there.
Yeah.
Pulling up its britches like that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, there you go.
Is she actually saying anything that's
Yeah, I think she's trying to sell those cars. I think she's like works for a weird car dealership. Weird car is a specialty.
It would be a cool job. It's like working for the company that makes the robot costumes, and modeling them and trying to sell the robot costumes. That
yeah.
would be pretty cool.
You should talk to him about that.
I saw someone on their Facebook once. Oh, can I model your costumes? And they didn't even answer him. But that's kind of how they are.
Yeah.
They're not very social media oriented. In fact, I think I put one of those pictures that we took at the Pensacon of my costume, saying how we were enjoying it, and they deleted the picture. It's like, if you want to promote yourself, you really need to be a little more audience centric, or customer centric, should I say.
Yeah.
They're very bad about what do you call it, about communication.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if I just wasted my money on a scam for a while. I gave them all that money for the costume and didn't hear from them for like a month, and then finally they like sent it to me.
Yeah.
I even haven't had a desire to put that thing on. I think the whole Barbara Eden experience really didn't ruin me.
It served its purpose. I mean, you got
Yeah, I guess so.
your money out of it.
Yeah. Oh, I still want to do it. It's just like I don't have I don't have a desire to make myself uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I still want to do it again. I mean, I want to go to a Comic-Con. I don't know, Steve, you're saying like you've got to have celebrities there worth going. You don't need that. You still have a good time.
But it's still nice to see celebrities.
I guess.
Well, come on in, Gottschalk. You got 9 minutes.
Yep.
What'd you say, Steve?
So it's still nice to see celebrities.
Yeah.
It's nice to me. It's just a bonus. Actually, just going there and dressing up and having fun is the main thing.
Yeah. As long as you have fun doing it.
Yeah, you said that, Gottschalk. Come on in.
Oh, sorry to hear about your friend. Got struck.
Who's friend? Oh. Ouch. As a coworker husband.
Oh.
Car accident surgery today. Yeah.
Well, that's still good news. I mean, if it's a plastic surgery thing, that means he's okay.
You didn't say plastic surgery.
Oh, went into surgery. Oh, okay. Gracie had one of Josh's friends at school when he lived in Colorado. Her mom kind of, I don't know, became acquaintances, great, almost friends or whatever. And she had horses, and they went over and saw the horses. And
Oh, nice.
I'll never forget. Gracie said, "Well, this is back when we moved to Florida." She's like, "Yeah, she was killed in a car accident." I'm like, "Really?" She says, "Yeah, it was really bad." I'm like, "Well, I can imagine she was killed." He's like, "No, they had to identify her by her jewelry." And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's terrible."
Yeah.
It can always be worse. I can't imagine what that kid went through. Well, I don't want to get depressing this late in the show. Good grief, Steve! Goodness. What is that behind you? That's not a train. What is that? I guess it's a train.
Locomotive.
That was an ugly looking. What was that?
Well, it was
Spine damage,
a
and they had to
locomotive
go to stop
coupled
it
to the
from
back of another
paralyzing him.
locomotive.
Do what?
It was one locomotive coupled to the back of another locomotive, and they were both kind
It
of.
looked really weird. Well, hopefully you'll be okay. Got shot. Spinal stuff's never a good thing.
Ooh boy. That's what kind of oh boy. Well, I hope they're successful with that. My God, this always worries me about riding a bike to work. But then again, you can get messed up in a car or a plane or a submarine or
Or a
anything.
bathtub.
Yeah.
Steve, remember when you slipped in a bathtub and your head ended up in the toilet and you couldn't get it out, and Vicky had to flush it and get all the water out to get your head out?
Yeah, that was a
What's the matter, Steve? What the hell's going on?
flushing night.
I just wonder what Steve's looking at.
You'll never find out.
Yeah. You get like porn open on another screen?
Okay? Anything's possible.
I will say this. One time, Gracie and I were in the shower, and I slipped, and I fell in slow motion, totally on accident, but I fell like in slow motion out of the tub onto the bathroom floor, and she just could never get over that, how funny it was. I guess it was funny, and I didn't get hurt. It was just, I don't know, I slipped and just... It had to have been almost as funny as when me and Isaac... Remember when Isaac was a guest on this show?
Oh, yeah.
The one that played the heckler in all the Apology None movies?
Yeah.
When me and him had a giant desk, I was helping them move, and we were going in through a sliding door with his giant desk. It was one of those flat pack desks, you know, those cheap things, but it was giant. And all of a sudden we heard a pop, something popped, and the whole thing disintegrated with us holding it. It totally, this giant desk that weighed 200 pounds flat packed itself in our hands. It was the funniest thing I think I'd ever seen. It was like a domino effect, where this one little poink and the whole thing self-destructed and said it was just a bunch of flat things. And his wife comes out, "Are you two okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're just looking at these pieces." It was the funniest thing.
When something like that happens, you just standing there trying to figure out how in the hell did that happen? You're trying to interpret and piece together what actually went wrong.
And Gottschalk said, "Yo, Steve, if you ever want to make someone completely uncomfortable while talking to them, stare at their forehead the whole time."
That'd be interesting.
What's going on, Steve? What's up? You did this a couple of weeks ago.
I'm staring at Tony's forehead.
Will you
Trying
tell
to
us
make
what's
him
going
feel-
on if we sign off, Steve? You're killing us here.
No, I'm just sitting here listening.
Yeah, but you know, on the last show, we literally had one moment for the wrong channel time. The precious moment timeline. One moment, and it wasn't even a bad show. No, maybe it would. No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. Last week was when Gottschalk came. We had a few decent ones, but before that, there was like one. And it wasn't a bad show either. Just some shows can be okay and not have anything funny. But this is one of those shows. I don't think anything's happened this show. It's worth repeat. I'll watch it. You know, sometimes I watch these things thinking nothing happened, and then they're pretty good. And in other shows, I think we just hit dynamite, and then I go rewatch it. It's like, well, it wasn't very good at all. Well, I hope you can make it Gottschalk next week, and I hope that your friend's husband does okay, your coworker's husband. What is that behind you, Tony? What was that? Oh, balloons? What are those?
Balloons,
Oh,
yeah,
balloons. Okay.
I like the way they say it in New York. They say balloon.
One of those Chinese spy balloons.
Yeah, it's 70. Underwood. He's got a Chinese typewriter. What the hell?
Gross. Well, all right, fellers. What did I do last time, Tony, that kept our show going for 8 hours?
Once in a while, because normally you end the show on OBS and then YouTube understands it. But once in a blue moon, it won't. So you got to make sure that if you got the tab open for the YouTube, the control thing, just make sure it actually does shut down.
Well, all right, fellers. I'm gonna shut down YouTube, but I'll keep our Zoom on. We can figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
everybody
folks.
for hanging out.
Tune in next week on the BabbleGab channel.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, friends. And I've got to pee, and I'll